Yeah, get this thing rolling. What's up, everybody? We're live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on X. You guys be coming in a little bit. Shout out to everybody that's going to be coming in, listening to this broadcast, this space tonight. I got Professor up here chilling with me right now till the fam on X comes in here. We talking right now. We just talking about the situation that went down with Gene Hackman, the actor, 95 years old, and of course, his body and his wife's body and their dog's body was discovered as well too. So we just touching up on that real quick before we actually went live here on X and live on YouTube. For everybody coming in on YouTube tonight, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the night's program. Like, share, subscribe to the program tonight. We're going to be touching up on a number of things. We're going to be talking about the $5 million Trump gold card. We're going to be talking about Republican Congressman in Florida, Byron running for governor. And we're going to be talking about black women who've had some incidents, black employees having incidents at these fast food, Taco Bell and Arby's. One was slapped, one was threatened. So we're going to touch up on a number of these things tonight. But like I say, me and Professor, what's going on, Nightfall? Me and Professor, we were just hollering up on this Gene Hackman thing. Not to get too in depth about it, but Professor, you were saying that you believe that, and I agree, because I was watching the CBS Evening News, and just to get a little bit more clarity, they was talking about they found pills on her actual they found pills on the counter not too far from where her body was at. Because at first I thought, okay, maybe it may have been some kind of gas leak or something like that, but they ruled that out. And when they ruled that out, and I'm like, okay, well, now it's getting kind of bizarre. This whole story right here, it could be anything. Gene Hackman was 95. I know he wasn't in the greatest of health from what I heard. So, like you say, Professor, sometimes you have these suicide type packs or this and that or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to speculate because I'm not sure, but just a sad thing nonetheless.
Well, you have to thank y'all. He, from my understanding, was not in the greatest of health. He was at the age of 95. He's one of those what you call really from the golden era, if you want to kind of call him that. Him and Clint Eastwood, because Clint Eastwood is around his same age. As a matter of fact, these two guys actually came through Hollywood together. Well, them and the other guy, I'll think of his name in a moment. But I know they did some movies together back in the day. Well, Lord, I can't think of that actor's name, but it'll come to me. But you only got so few now that's left here. That's in their 90s, and of course, Gene Hackman. Let's just keep it what it is. He was at the end of his life, and it makes you wonder if that was some kind of murder-suicide pact between him and the wife. The wife is in her 60s. They did say they discovered some pills that was somewhere near her. I don't know if they said it was on the table, or I know originally it sounded like they said it was near her person, near her body, is what they said earlier. And then you got a dog that's dead. So it sounds like somebody did something. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. Somebody did something. Like maybe somebody took some pills and just said, okay, or somebody did something to say, hey, let's just kill ourselves, because maybe he was sick or something, and he about to die, and maybe she said, well, I don't want you to die, I'll die with you. I mean, you just don't know, man. There's a whole lot of scenarios in here. It's crazy how this thing it looks right now. And then you got the dog there that's dead too, but they said that these folks have been dead for a while because the woman's body, his wife's body, is decomposing. They found it decomposing. So I don't know. This is a very strange story right here. Maybe we'll get more answers as forensics and toxicology, all that stuff comes out. But right now, the only thing we can do is really speculate. When you hear stories like this, and there's been some strange stories out of Hollywood. We know there's been other mysteries in Hollywood that have never been per se solved. So this is, I guess you can just add this one to the list.
Oh yeah, this is strange. Shout out to Polo Styles over there. Nightfall. Shout out. Thank you for the cash app. Shout out to our mod over there, Nightfall as well. Polo said, "Why kill a dog though?" I don't, Polo. I have no idea. Like I said, this thing was just is so strange and it's so crazy. Like you say, Professor. We'll find out more in the days to come as well too. So we may even maybe hold a space on that and talk about that as well too, because this is pretty odd or whatever. It's really strange. I want to give a shout out to all you guys coming up in here. Monty, Mary, what's up, Black? I see you up here as well too, because I can. What's going on with you? You guys see the title of the broadcast tonight. We're going to be talking about Black conservative GOP candidate potentially running for governor, Byron Donalds, who according to the article and from what he said, he's been given the endorsement of Donald Trump. We're going to be talking about the Trump card, the Trump gold card as well, to the $5 million Trump gold card. We're going to also talk about, we've had a couple incidents lately of Black female employees being attacked at Arby's, or I'm sorry, Taco Bell, and threatened. You had one cat jumped across the counter at this little small Black woman, 5'1" or whatever. She had to defend herself, and she ended up getting fired as well too. So I want to touch up on that as well too. So shout out to all you guys coming up in here. I appreciate it. We're definitely live. Make sure y'all go ahead and share this out, whether you're on X or whether you're all heading in the space or not. Go ahead and share it out. Let everybody know that we're live, and we got 4 topics in which we're going to be covering tonight. And I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and get to I'm going to hit them all up. I'm going to hit them all up here. Let me get to the Trump thing first. This is from the BBC. Says Trump says $5 million gold card immigration visas will sell like crazy. President Donald Trump has unveiled plans for selling a gold card visa for $5 million that will offer wealthy buyers permanent residency in the U.S. and a path to citizenship. At the first cabinet meeting of his current term, Trump told reporters that the visas would function similarly to green cards, which allow immigrants of varying incomes to live and work permanently in the U.S. will go to high-level people. The people that can pay $5 million, they're going to create jobs, Trump said. It's going to sell like crazy. It's a bargain. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick also at the meeting said the gold visas will replace the current visa program for foreign investors, but offered few details. Dozens of countries around the world offer some sort of citizenship by investment program, including several in Europe like Portugal, which gives golden visas or permanent residency for foreigners who invest $524,000 into a qualifying fund. Trump said companies would use the golden visa program to hire non-citizens to work for them in the U.S. We have to be able to get people in the country, and we want people that are productive people, Trump said. Typically, green card holders in the U.S. can apply for citizenship after 5 years. Trump suggested revenue from the high-priced visas could be used to pay off U.S. debt. Lutnick said that the initiative will replace the EB-5 visa, which gives permanent residency to some foreigners who invest around $1 million and create at least 10 full-time jobs in the U.S., saying the EB-5 program was poorly overseen and poorly executed. Lutnick said the golden visas will be an improvement. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. Lutnick said of the future gold card applicants, it was not immediately clear how the government would select recipients, if there were exclusions or there would be any cap on how many are issued. During the fiscal year 2024, the State Department issued over 12,000 EB-5 visas, a record high for the program. All right. I'm going to touch up on all these guys. I'm going to get it out here real quick so y'all can hear it all and we can dig in all of it. From the Sacramento Observer, one of our curation partners, Representative Byron Donalds, backed by Trump, saying he's running for Florida governor. Republican U.S. Representative Byron Donalds announced Tuesday that he's entering the 2026 race to succeed Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who is ineligible to seek another term after 8 years in office. Donalds enters the race with President Donald Trump's endorsement. Donalds has been a frequent Trump surrogate and was on the short list to be his vice presidential running mate last year. DeSantis, who cannot run again due to term limits and unsuccessfully tried a presidential bid against Trump last year, has not yet made any official endorsements for his successor. Just before Donald's endorsement, DeSantis suggested that his wife, Casey DeSantis, would be a worthy governor and said Donalds was not a part of his victories on conservative priorities. Donalds praised the governor Tuesday, saying he had done a tremendous job for our state. Speaking to Sean Hannity on Fox News, Donalds did not directly address the speculation about a Casey DeSantis run, but noted his Trump endorsement and his record in elected office. For a long time, I've been in the trenches in a lot of these battles dealing with conservatism, he added, saying he would prioritize lowering insurance costs, promoting cryptocurrency industry, and preserving the waterways of the Everglades, the largest subtropical wilderness in the U.S. The 46-year-old Donalds, who lives in Naples in Southwest Florida, was born and raised in Brooklyn. He graduated from Florida State University. He was working as a financial advisor when then Governor Rick Scott appointed him to the Board of Trustees at a state college, cementing his rise in the state GOP. He entered the Florida House in 2016, won a seat in the U.S. House in 2020, and has been on the short list for multiple opportunities ever since, including being nominated in January 2023 by the far right wing as a candidate for the House Speaker. After Trump's endorsement, Donalds indicated that he would make an announcement soon and said he was committed to working with him to keep Florida great. In a speech at the Conservative Political Action Conference on February 21st, Donald says Trump has called him to talk about running. Florida's not going to stop leading, Donald said. We're going to build off what we've done. We're going to continue to lead bigger, better, faster, greater, safer, freer, because the American dream is for everybody, and we're going to show the other 49 states how to get it done. In addition to Casey DeSantis, the other potential GOP candidates include former U.S. Representative Matt Gaetz, who said in January that he was considering a run, and Florida Agricultural Commissioner Wilton Simpson, though he recently fought with DeSantis over immigration policies. But Trump's endorsement may be a clear way for Donalds, given his dominance in the Republican politics, particularly in his adopted home state. Trump established residency in Palm Beach during his first term. Byron Donalds would be a truly great and powerful governor for the state of Florida. Should he decide to run, will have my complete and total endorsement, the president posted Thursday on his social media site. Run, Byron, run. One of the state's most high-profile Black Republicans, Donald would become the first African-American to serve as governor if he wins. Donald and his wife, Erica Donalds, built a reputation for working to transform public education and direct taxpayer dollars into private and charter schools. A former county school board member, she runs a company that oversees charter schools and a virtual academy. I can tell you straight up, I'm not voting for Donald. I don't know about anybody else, but I know I'm not voting for him. I want to touch up on the situation with the Black females, too. We're going to get back to it. Shout out to everybody coming in here. I'm just reading the news, guys. We're going to go ahead and dig into it. Our people know I'm just trying to go ahead and get these stories out real quick. This is from our curation partner, Atlanta Black Star. Black female Arby's employee fired after defending herself against an angry customer who jumped the counter and attacked her while hurling racial slurs. An Arby's employee in Tennessee says she was fired after she defended herself with a butcher knife and a fry basket when an angry customer jumped over the counter to physically confront her about his order being wrong. The tense encounter happened January 20 at the Arby's on North Germantown Parkway in Memphis, where Kendra Irvin said she had been employed for nearly 3 years. However, she was immediately let go following an incident with someone upset over the wrong food being served. I've never had a problem with a customer, never, she told Fox 13. Irvin shared cell phone video of the incident to social media while accusing her employee of terminating her job with no due process, saying the customer came at her aggressively while spewing racial slurs. Irvin said the man walked inside the Arby's around 9:30 p.m. and ordered a roast beef sandwich. I told him we have two kinds of sandwiches. I asked him which one he wants. He said it didn't matter. Irvin said moments later, Irvin said the customer returned to the counter to complain, saying he was dissatisfied with his sandwich. I was trying to explain to him, like, sir, we can remake the sandwich if you want. He started cursing and he threw something at me, Irvin said, admitting that she responded aggressively. Yes, I threw something back at him. That's when the police said the man jumped behind the counter and heard racial slurs at Irvin. Now face to face with the larger man, the diminutive Irvin, who stands just 5'1", realized she might be in serious trouble. At some point, she grabbed a long knife, used to slice the roast beef, Another employee films as a blade looms into view, shifting dangerously between the two as the struggle escalates. He went and pushed me down, not by my chest, but by my face. He pushed me down by my face. I fell to the ground, as you can see. I had the knife and fry basket in my hand because I was defending myself, Irvin said. The video posted on social media doesn't capture the initial confrontation, but shows a man towering over the woman behind the counter as they struggle for the knife. Irvin said the customer later began hurling objects at employees before storming out of the restaurant and vanishing. The customer has since been identified in a police affidavit, but his name was withheld until authorities could officially confirm his identity, according to Fox 13. No arrests were made despite the man's aggressive actions shown in the video. Irvin says she was fired a week after the incident. They said I violated a policy. I guess I wasn't supposed to protect myself. What would you have done if someone did that to you, she said. On Facebook, Irvin shared a video of the incident while aiming to pressure Arby into giving her job back. This is the aftermath of him pushing me down and me returning to protect myself, but I was fired because I was protecting myself. They said I violated policy, but this guy threw something at me and I threw something back, so I wasn't supposed to protect myself. Arby's 1860 North Germantown Parkway. It's not him. It's Arby's I want, she stated in a post February 2nd. 2 days later, Irvin made a statement on her Facebook page defending her actions. They going so ham on me in these new article comments is crazy, but if you know me, you know, then I don't bother people. I give the most respect to anybody. I don't just start drama with anyone. I don't have a background, never been arrested, she stated. The comment sections overwhelmingly backed Irvin, with many saying she acted appropriately in a situation that could have taken a dangerous turn. I want to go ahead and I want to touch on this situation that happened at Taco Bell as well, too. Also from Atlanta Black Star Curation Partner. He just went off. Taco Bell security guard caught on video slapping the taste out of a black woman's mouth, leaving bystanders shocked. A white security guard at a Taco Bell in downtown Los Angeles was filmed slapping a black woman in the face after she refused to leave the store, but it's unclear from the video why she was confronted. The brutal incident happened on February 9th when footage captured the woman stumping away from the uniformed guard proceeding to place her order at a self-service station. The security guard followed close behind, seizing the woman's arm just as she began tapping the touchscreen. The woman yanked away aggressively, and that's when the officer squared up and slapped the woman hard across the face, sending her stumbling backwards. The security guard was telling her to leave. And she didn't want to leave because she was ordering food. Alejandro Sanchez, who recorded the viral video, told SWNS. Then he just went off, and she started going crazy. He noted that Taco Bell staff seemed more worried about him filming than the vicious actions by the guard. Sanchez also questioned whether the woman was singled out because of her race. He slapped the crap out of her. Of course, he didn't say crap. It was crazy. Everybody was shocked, he told the outlet. There's a skid row a couple blocks away, and there's always a lot of foot traffic, says Sanchez, a regular at the Taco Bell. He speculated whether the woman was targeted because she appeared to be homeless. After being slapped silly, the woman clutched her face in shock and moved away from the guard, retreating to the other end of the restaurant. The guard then trailed the woman, who continued to clutch her face, clearly injured while standing beneath a flat screen airing the Super Bowl. Get away from me, she yelled at the guard. They faced off and exchanged heated words before the guard ultimately ushered her out of the restaurant, the video shows. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, you've been having a lot of crazy stuff going on with these at these restaurants lately as well, too. So just wanted to go ahead and touch up on that. Shout out to all you guys coming up in here. I don't know if some of you caught me actually we were talking about the Byron Donald's running for governor. We're talking about the $5 million Trump card. We're talking about, and then you just heard the two stories, one at Arby's and one at Taco Bell. A woman was just slapped at Taco Bell while another black woman had a customer jump across the counter, yelling racial slurs at her, and she defended herself. And I guess she was fired because they felt like, hey, she picked up a weapon or something like that or whatever. But the woman's only 5'1" as well, too. So shout out to everybody, DJ, Professor. What do you guys? We can cover anything you guys want to cover. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. What's your thoughts on that $5 million gold card and Byron Donalds? Byron Donalds is a Republican, and I believe Byron Donalds has pretty been vocal. If I could be wrong, he's been vocal against reparations as well too. But what do you guys whatever you guys want to touch up on is cool with me. You got it, DJ.
Yeah, Skeeter Bob, shout out to the room who started the game. You already know. So yeah, let's talk about this gold card, right? So I actually don't think this is a bad idea, yo. After doing some calculations in the lab over here, right? I just think he got the math wrong on certain things. So, and I'm not sure if you've seen any of them videos I was sending you or whatever from the Screw Tube. So first of all, again, $5 million. Shout out to the room. $5 million ain't enough. You got dope boys on the block that got $5 million. You know what I'm saying? You got jokers that invest in stock that got $5 million laying around. You see what I'm saying? So that's not enough money. And then when you do the math, if you're only talking 250,000 people a year, 5 million, that's slightly over $1 trillion. Okay, well, that's $1 trillion towards the deficit, but the deficit is 38 trillion or something like that. So for the next 30 years, you're going to let 250,000 people in? I think not. I think what we should do, if we have to do this, and going to do it anyway, because it is what it is, the law for this is already on the books, to allow a foreign dignitary to come over here, or just regular citizen, they got some bread and want to contribute to America. Yeah, I think the price now is like 250,000. Something crazy, 100,000, some weird number. You know what I mean? We got regular Joes that got that work for a whole year, get 100 grand. You know what I'm saying? They make that after taxes or before taxes. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a lot of money. So, and neither is 5 million, because you got people in these countries that are being industrialized now. Like a lot of these Chinese migrants, illegal immigrants, they're crossing the border. Those are the folks from Hong Kong that have been building businesses for the last 30 years. They got 5 million laying around. Why do you think they're paying the cartels to come over here? And remember, I told you that the cartels, they got a hotel in Mexico specifically for the Chinese, yo. Straight up for the Chinese, no one else. Because Chinese, you know, they got the bread. You know what I'm saying? This is why we can't let China do anything as far as being a superpower, because they tyrants. You know, Xi Jinping, you know, tyrant gang, dictator gang. It is what it is. So, what you call it? 5 million ain't enough. I think what we should do was do more like, I think what was it, like 10 to 15 million per person, and that way it will lessen the amount of people that need to come in. So if you figure you're already letting in about 100, 200,000 people in a year, I think America lets in that much, if I'm not mistaken the numbers. Hey, 125,000 people at 10 to 15 million a joint for the next 10 to 15 years. Yeah, we'll pay the debt off in that type of way. Or if you really just want to pay it off, hey, it may be some folks out here that got 25 million above. You feel what I'm saying? There are a lot of multimillionaires out here now. You know what I'm saying? Not just here in America, but across these two as well. You know, stock market, trade, technology as far as YouTube and stuff like this, and, you know, PayPal and all this other stuff has made people rich beyond their wildest dreams. You just got to come out here and get it. You know what I'm saying? So 5 million ain't enough. People see that on a regular now, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Depending on what type of business you're running. And we don't want just no regular smuggler colonizer coming over here. We need someone that got money, businesses, and already employing people. So that way, when they do get over here, like the Commerce Secretary said, hey, they will be employing Americans. You know what I mean? So the other thing is, we don't want no, like I said, douchebags coming over here. So when they talk about the vetting process, yeah, we're going to have to talk about that, because, like you said, you know, we was talking earlier, hey, what about the race of these people? You know, the Russian oligarch comment that the reporter made to, I think it was the AP News, made to Trump in regards to the Trump gold card. Well, you know, I know some Russian oligarchs, they're really nice people too. You going to let them in? Hey, if they got 20, 30 people, come on in, because that's the way it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? We ain't Russian boss, but that's the way it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because America ain't turning down no money. And then obviously, you know, these folks that got these businesses, a lot of them, like I said, the folks in Hong Kong, they're running from their countries to try to get to a country like America, to set up shop, run a business, do whatever it is. You know what I mean? Trump talking about relaxing a lot of these laws and policies, you know, EPA regulations and all this other stuff, and talking about sidestepping certain things to get certain factories and stuff like that built up right now. So it ain't all the way a bad thing in no way, shape, size, or form. It's just the vetting process of these folks you gonna really let in. Because from a business standpoint, yeah, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Trump is a business person, you know what I'm saying? Part of the deal, you know what I'm saying? But hold up a minute. Yeah, we don't want no Russian oligarchs up in here. We don't want no Chinese jokers from Hong Kong that's running from Xi Jinping and actually hate black people. You know what I'm saying? We definitely don't want no colonizer crackers from anywhere in Europe that don't like Negroes. Because if these folks come in here and think they're going to ostracize us, it's going to be a civil war in your hands because it already is at this point. You know what I'm saying? We had to go against the Democrats, screw them, don't vote for them for the next 1,000 years. Their career is over with. So at the end of the day, we ain't forming our own party. We voting Republican at this point because we can't vote Democrat. Because even if we had a viable candidate that was going to go in there and say, hey, whoop, 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 I don't know if we could trust the party, yo. We can't. They've done too much damage, yo. We 60, 70, 80, 100 years behind the scale now. While people like Obama, Tether Gang, made white folks richer through a process called quantitative easing during the height of the recession of 2008. So white folks, as we speak, here in America specifically, got a net worth of $100 trillion already. So we don't need no European whites coming in. Don't really want too many of the Hispanic, white adjacent looking ones. You know what I'm saying? Get some Sammy Sosa's in here before he changes his color. Maybe that'll work out. You know what I'm saying? Folks that have some jobs and opportunities to try to grow like that. You know what I mean? But I don't even see that happening, to be honest with you, because these folks come here already with the mindset of I'm going to suck America dry. You know what I'm saying? And take everything back to my country and live like a king and still be selfish to their own people. So I don't let nobody in here. And in all honesty, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even think we really need to. So I think what we should do right is, for those that want to get a Trump car, okay, fine, you buy it. $25 million is the price. You know what I'm saying? And we still gonna vet you, but you really can't come over here in that sense. You know what I'm saying? You could pass really through here. You know, as far as like vacation or something like that. And you know, it's like any other passport. You know, we'll let you go throughout the country. You know, Cali to New Jersey, whatever, right? So, but we don't want you living here in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your country. We'll network from abroad. You know what I'm saying? This is just a pass to say, hey, you know, anything get worse, you got diplomatic immunity to come over here and get lower. With the exceptions, obviously, you murder somebody, some drugs, all this other stuff. Yeah, you can't come over here for that. You know what I mean? So again, the cartels, they got 5 million laying around. 100 million, that's light work nowadays, yo. 100 million, and look, you want 5 million a car? That's 20 of our terrorist cartels coming over here. Set up shop, satellites, all yeah, we're about to go over there and get busy. You just legitimize, money laundering. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, we're gonna have to get this money. We're gonna need some really heavy stipulations on it. I ain't gonna take up too much of the time. I see some folks up in here. How you doing, Wani? What's up, Mrs. Byron? How you doing? Mary was good. You know what I'm saying? Monty was good. God is good. Shout out to you. The only male cruise ski. You know what I'm saying? Ray, what's up, my boy? You know what I'm saying? God is Michelle. How you doing? Buffalo Knackers. You know what I'm saying? Tony was good. You know what I mean? Word up. Shout out to the family. But yeah, shout out to Byron. You know what I mean? But yeah, Byron Downs, ain't nobody voting for you either. You what you making Tether Knack and talk about we ain't gonna get no reparations, we don't need it, all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got challenged at that little sit down meeting or whatever the case be, and the OG put you in your place, be, and you just swung left field on the Joker, threw a straight curveball back at him. Yeah, but you know, if you did this, that, and the third, and I don't think everyone should get it and all this other, man, if you don't sit down, bro, and what makes you think you're gonna beat DeSantis? Matter of fact, can DeSantis even run again? It's over, right? Total.
Yeah. DeSantis, he can't run again.
Okay, same thing up here in New Jersey with Governor Murphy. He can't run no more. So Florida, y'all in trouble, just as well as New Jersey in trouble, because I'm not voting for Ross Coon Baraka. He gonna let the Tether Gang get. You know what I'm saying? Hell nah, we already got problems up here. You know what I mean? They call them weak weight section little Nigeria. I know you lying now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that many of y'all Nigerians over here. And you sure as hell don't outnumber the Negroes. So what the hell y'all even saying that? But honestly, it's getting to the point that it is starting to be that, because we ain't buying houses. We not guaranteed loans, job loan, business loan, car loan, home loan, auto, whatever loan. We don't get that type of stuff up here, but the foreigners get it the moment they come in here. So that's another thing. Hey, if you offering these jokers an opportunity to come in here and to access the federal government, by paying for it versus doing what you said, Trump yourself, the merit system. Nah, they nobody can come over here. Shut that down. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna be on these people. You know what I'm saying? Word up. You know what I mean? And what else going on? Yeah, the attacks at the fast food restaurants. Well, you already know my motto. Yeah, I'm all down for some Popeyes. You know they got that 3 for $5 popping all day. But yeah, try to cook food at home as much as possible. Don't spend no money out with none of these WPI businesses. They don't want your business anyway. The only way they take it because they think it's money to them, but they don't really respect the black dollar. It ain't green to them in that sense. You know what I'm saying? So, and then look, a lot of these fast food chains now are starting to be owned by these same folks that are trying to come in and get a Trump card. So it's like, damn, was you as a Negro freeman offered the opportunity to try to get that Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's? Nah, you get ostracized. You get the price risen up on you. You can't even get the chance to even get your application in. That junk go in the garbage, dog. Automatic. You know what I'm saying? Not even to be looked at to the shadow realm, straight into the trash heap and somewhere in the ocean, the fish tube. You feel me? And then back to the attacks on these women. Hey, defend yourself at all costs. I don't care what it is. Oh, girl, you should have stabbed old boy, yo. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Thank God you got some restraint, though, because I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because the moment he hopped up, chop, would have put it on straight in him. Is he? You know what I mean? Straight up, bro. And then to the sister that got smacked, I'm not really even still sure what the situation is with that, other than he had no right to put his hands on you. Don't keep your hands to yourself. Now, this is another narrative we're going to say, so don't get upset, ladies. This is why, you got to start looking out for these men that's out here and really telling them, hey, look, you need to protect the neighborhood. Not just you as a woman, but the neighborhood. Because the moment she should have been able to go tell someone, yo, this Hispanic, white, adjacent male just put his hands on me for no reason. You should have had 10 Bloods and 50 Crips running down on him, putting the 10 boot to the Converse to his chin. What's happening with us, man? So it's like that's on us too as well. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, sisters, y'all gonna have to start telling these men it's Chirac time. We ain't getting none until you start doing some more around the community. You're gonna have to play that type of card. You know what I mean? Real talk, because I hear that all day that the men don't protect the community, but I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say on that. But hey, 14A over 2A, they didn't guarantee our peoples after emancipation the right to defend yourself. So go get your gun license, ladies. Stop playing out here and waiting on someone to come to your aid nowadays. I guess chivalry is dead. Get your gun license, get you some mace, start taking some training. 52 blocks is the Black American Negro fighting style. 52 blocks. Start training yourself. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of videos on YouTube. You could go to the 52 Block Federation channel. 52 Block Federation channel. And learn all the techniques and the moves to defend yourself. You should not be without some type of training in defense, but again, that comes from the man being in the household. God yield.
All right, thanks. I'm gonna say this part about the woman being assaulted. I mean, yeah, it's great for her to go and get somebody and even have training and even have something on hand or whatever like that. But the lady went to Taco Bell or whatever, not expecting to get assaulted. So we can't put that on her. That's on one person. That's on the person that actually assaulted her, because hey, she was sitting in there minding her business, trying to get food or whatever, and this security guard, I guess he thought he was more than what he actually was or whatever. So hopefully they'll sue the hell out of Taco Bell for allowing this to happen as well too. But I can't put that on the sister, which is she's sitting in there getting the food. So yeah, even if she has somebody, but hold on, let me finish. I'm saying that, yeah, I'm not blaming her either. I'm saying that, even if she had, a weapon on her and she used it or whatever to get him a ball for her or whatever, this and that, the fact of the matter is, like, she shouldn't have been assaulted, period. Like, it really has nothing to do with men, anything. The only thing it had to do was this guy here he felt a certain way. He probably felt like they said, the guy said in the article that maybe he felt like she was one of these homeless people and there was race involved as well too. And he just decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. She don't deserve to be in here. She's dirty. She's this, she's that, or whatever. So he decides to assault the woman because she went, I guess she wasn't following his directions, his instructions fast enough or whatever. So hopefully, they'll sue the hell out of Taco Bell or whatever and get some money up out of it as well too. I want to say this about the Trump card. One thing I found about the Trump card that kind of, I know everybody's saying it's a great investment and this and that or whatever. It seems like if you can put this into play, it'll be beneficial, but it'll only be beneficial for the actual government in terms of, getting some more revenue or something like that. But the actual citizens, because in that article, it was a line that says, Trump said the companies would use the Golden Visa program to hire non-citizens to work for them in the U.S. So, yeah, you're going to bring in somebody rich who's got money, who's got resources and this and that, and they're going to hire some people. And I guess you're saying they're doing job creation. But what good is that job creation if the actual American citizens is not benefiting them? We got enough people right here in this country that, hey, if you got the capital to come over here, that money should be put to use to actually hire actual Americans. Like, you don't need to bring any competition. So you're gonna come in here with your dollars and you're gonna go ahead and set up a business and you're gonna bring in some other people and put them over the actual American citizens. So that's one issue I have with it right there. If you're talking about, hey, okay, we're gonna bring in foreign investors, they're gonna come in here and they're gonna invest in the American economy and they're gonna hire American workers. I think most people would say, okay, well, that makes sense. But if you're gonna bring them in here only to hire outsiders as well too, then to me that's an issue. Go ahead, DJ, and then Professor.
No, go ahead. Let Professor go. I'm gonna go after him. Yeah, his hand. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Yeah, thank you, DJ. Total man, good space as always. Shout out to the family up in here. My boy Black Majority right there. Ray Smith up in here.
Share the room.
Yeah, everybody share the room. Please share the room, no doubt about it. And shout out to all of y'all in this space tonight. These are all good topics. I hope to hear from everybody. Let me say this. Byron Dons really don't give a damn, excuse my French, about him anyway, because he going to continue to coon and sell out. So we already know whatever he does, he going to sell out. There you go. That's about as good as it gets when it comes to Byron Dons. He's not going to fight for reparations, so he's not even worth talking about. There you go. Now, moving on to other topics. The black women who have been attacked in these restaurants, right? I would say they, like Tota said, they should have never been touched or attacked in the first place. And see, this is what you call a lack of humanity. And this goes back, way back to men, how they see us to this very day. They still see us as people that they can put their hands on as slaves. That's their property. And so therefore they feel like they have the right to be able to just touch you, do whatever, and disrespect you, mock you, spit on you, throw things at you. This is how these folks view us. This is what the Caucasoids see when it comes to us. This is why you keep seeing videos on top of videos on top of videos of the disrespect that they continue to show us. And it's very hateful. It's very painful to think about it, but it's just the reality of who these people are. And that's what our people are going to have to understand. So whenever you're out in public, family, women and men, you better be ready to go to war. And what I mean that is be prepared for anything. Because these folks are nuts. They allow people to pull out a gun on you, knife on you, try to touch you at any time, whatever the case may be. You got to be ready, because these are the times that we're living in where these folks think that they can just do whatever. And they feel emboldened by the man that's in the White House now, the man that is the president again of the United States. But let's get a clear understanding here. We as men still need to be on guard for our communities. We should be standing up tall for our communities. So when we saw the women being attacked, or to see women attacked anywhere, we need to go down there to wherever those attacks occur and take care of business, see? And this is how we need to be with the entire community when we see our people being harmed. I'm still wondering why Trayvon Martin has not been, why his killer, let me rephrase that, why Trayvon Martin's killer has not been taken out. And what's the guy's name again? Because he ain't worth shit. George Zimmerman.
Yeah, I was about to say, not even worth mentioning the POS.
Yeah, he right now should have been taken out a long time ago. See what I'm saying? Our community, we love to bring heat to one another. Now, I ain't never seen nothing like it. It seems to just be our community, and I don't think it's just our community, but it just seems like our community loves to bring that heat to each other. Like anything that comes out like Diddy or R. Kelly or something like that pops off. Oh man, he's locked up. Yeah, that's right. That's what he get. Die. But when it comes to these other folks, we don't say nothing. We don't do nothing. We don't say nothing. We just give everybody a pass, right? We give them grace. I don't get it, and I'm hoping we can snap out of that. I hope we can snap out of that and stop allowing other groups grace and start bringing the heat to these groups that keep disrespecting us. And what we need to do is give grace to each other. Grace needs to be between us, the Black American family. See, we need to be giving grace to each other, protecting one another. But it seems like we're not on that level yet. Like I said, I hope we can get there where we can get on the level of saying, hey, man, I'm tired of these groups thinking they can come in and do whatever and say whatever. It's time for me to bring the heat to your ass. Excuse my French. And I'm going to land right there. And that's my take on the whole situation with the sisters that have been attacked in these restaurants, right? As I look at the whole conglomerate of what's been going on in Black America at these restaurants, just anywhere we've been, the stores where sisters have been attacked at grocery stores, sisters have been attacked at the nail salons. I'm telling you, Black American family, we're going to have to get on the level of getting away from being this so-called group that likes to pray about everything. Because that's what we love to do, right? Oh, shoot, I'm just going to pray. I'm going to pray that it's going to be all right. You see what that's getting us? That's getting us. That's not getting us anywhere, family. You can believe in the good Lord. You can still believe in the good Lord, but remember, even in the Bible, the men that fought for God were warriors. And they went out into the battlefields in the name of God, and God sent them out to the battlefields, right? That's what we're going to have to do. I'm going to land right there.
Hey, Professor, real quick, let me ask you, what's your thoughts on, before I get there, let me read a couple of Nightfall comments that he's got over there on YouTube. Nightfall says he's talking about the sister in Taco Bell, says whether she's homeless or not, she should sue him and Taco Bell. Security guards aren't authorized to use force. Also says, absolutely not the only ones aboard that can afford such a card. Oligarchs and drug cartels, in the end, they pay a one-time fee, which is nothing, and set up businesses and take away resources. Says, besides, until Black Americans are made whole, let the foreigners stay in line, cut the check. He wants to know where Ben Crump, I guess he's talking about Ben Crump coming to that case. He said, where's Ben Crump's behind, grifting off this case? He also said, Byron Donalds is under the same illusion of inclusion that sellout in Kentucky who was trying to take over for Mitch McConnell. I won't disagree with you on that. Wait, where were the rest of the employees to step up when the dude jumped over the counter? That's what I'm talking about. People be sitting up here and they was filming. I think they was filming it. Like they was actually filming the actual situation that went on. Like, Buddy jumps over the damn table, over the counter, and you got folks, the first thing people do is pull out their phones, filming that. Now, he done pushed the woman to the, allegedly from what she said, they didn't get that part on tape, but she pushed him to the ground or whatever, and this and that, pushed her by the head to the ground and stuff. They showed them jostling over a knife. Nobody did nothing. They said that mofo put everybody in danger, and they did nothing. So I'm with you on that, Nightfall. You got people breaking out phones and stuff like that. The moment something happens, trying to make something go viral and catch it on, so you can upload it to Facebook or Twitter or whatever, Instagram, and show the world or whatever. So I'm in agreement with you on that. Professor, I did want to ask you, like on that part that I mentioned too about Trump and the Trump card. Like I know everybody's talking about the kind of revenue and money it can bring into the U.S. and I'm certainly not against that. I'm not against it. Decreasing the debt of the country as well too. I am against, though, that if you're going to use these people and you're talking about how it's going to boost the economy, I am against the fact if you're saying that, hey, okay, you guys are going to do this, you're going to do this for the economy and this and that or whatever, but then you're going to hire non-citizens to come over here and work when we got a workforce already in place. So if you want to go ahead and boost the economy, then if you're going to take the foreign dollars and invest it in this country and invest it into the actual American citizens, to me, that would make the most sense.
Yeah, I agree. If we're going to bring money into this economy, i.e., foreign people or immigrants, whatever you want to call these people, then it needs to be redistributed within our American community, because these people are coming over here to benefit from the benefits of America. They get to live here. They get all the nice houses. They're getting everything. These immigrants are coming here getting everything, folks. So be able to take the money that these immigrants are getting and take that money and redistribute it back into communities where these folks are benefiting from, like such as these Indians that have these gas stations all up in the black communities. They need to be putting that money back into our community because they benefiting from being in our communities. That's right.
That's why $5 million ain't enough, man. See that?
Yeah, it's not.
They're getting it already.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Any of these immigrants that's coming into this country, they're benefiting off the backs of the American citizens, particularly our black ass backs, excuse my French. But that's the truth. And we gotta put an end to it, black American family. We gotta put an end to people just coming in, leeching off of us. It's a lot of things we've been asleep on. We've been asleep on a lot of things. And I'm so glad over these last few years our people are starting to see the light. Now, we still got a long way to go, but we got to hurry up and see the light on everything. I'm talking about on everything. We got to see the light. And we got to start pushing back, fighting back. We got to stop doing all this where I'm just going to pray over everything. That's not a winning formula for us. It has never worked for us. Now, don't get me wrong. Y'all know I believe in the good Lord. I believe in God. I have faith there, right? But I also know that with the good Lord, we have to go out and make some things happen. We take the good Lord with us to make these things happen. And we understand that when we take out the sword, He's there with us with the sword to make sure that we can chop off the heads of these snakes. Because that's what we have to do. Okay? So anything related to this Trump card total, I'm against it if it's not benefiting us. Because everybody comes here to benefit off of us. And that's where I'm at on that. If Trump wants to do something with these immigrants, well then you better take the money from these immigrants and put it right back into the communities where these immigrants are benefiting, which mainly is in our communities. And so I'm gonna land right there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, DJ. I'm gonna get to you too as well too, because I know you had something to say. I'm gonna read real quick what Nightfall said on YouTube. He says the only way we're gonna get rid of our debt is when we invest into America producing goods again and building a middle class with higher wages in order for them to invest. And like I say, I'm not against, if you talk about bringing somebody over and using foreign capital to boost the economy, and boost for the citizens, I'm all for that. But when you're saying that they're going to hire non-citizens to work for them or whatever, so I mean, that's the part to me that's kind of throwing me off. And also, when they come over here and they do, and let's say this gold card, they pay they $5 million for the gold card or whatever. Well, what other benefits are they going to be entitled to? What kind of loans, interest-free loans and grants and everything else are they going to get as well too? So, I mean, I want to know exactly the extent, the kind of investment that the U.S. is going to invest into these actual these wealthy people that's going to be coming over here as well too. Like I said, I'm against them coming over here and hiring other people when you got millions of Americans that need work and need decent paying jobs. I'm not just talking about penny any jobs. I'm talking about decent paying jobs. So if you're going to come over here and you're gonna get American citizenship and everything else like that as well, we have a stockpile of workers right here. We got people that you can go ahead and invest in right here. So if you're talking about going and investing in foreign workers, I'm against that. I'm against that right there. Because we got too many. We've already lost millions of jobs, sending them overseas as well too. So don't bring somebody into the country and they're going to strictly, the reason they're coming in here. So strictly, the only benefit really is tax purposes for the actual government. There's really no benefit for the actual American citizens. You're not building infrastructure for the actual people that's already here, that's citizens. You're talking about building it for somebody else. So they need to really question Trump on this as well too. I know a lot of our people that they like what he's saying and everything, and the ability to pay down the debt, that the actual debt of the country, that's great and everything else like that as well too. But if you got unemployed American citizens over here, and then you're going to go ahead and have an infusion of cash to create jobs and this and that or whatever, they need to be the ones that get it. They're first in line. They should be the ones that get enough. If all Americans say, you know what, we don't want these jobs and this and that or whatever, yeah, come and bring. And are they talking about bringing non-citizens over here, or the non-citizens over here that's already here, giving them the jobs or whatever? So, like I say, to me, that needs to be clarified. Go ahead, DJ. You got it.
Statistics, about, hold on, we get to the other, I think it was in the world total, only 264,000 people, right? Well, have over $50 million in wealth. So out of that 264,000 people, only 154,000 are non-Americans. Keep that in mind. Out of 264,000 people globally, 154,000 are non-Americans. So therefore, meaning the 110,000 of the people who have 50 million or more are here in America already. So in reality, we don't really need anyone. We just need to go get the resources over there like we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, to the other 154,000 that do got 50 million or more, y'all can be citizens. You know what I mean? If you give up half your net wealth, and that will automatically generate $4 trillion. You know what I'm saying? Those people, right? Because you dump 25 million to the country. You know what I'm saying? Just do simple stuff like invest in that stock market, Apple, raw materials, all this other stuff. AIs like super jumping off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all types of things you can invest in that are American already. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these companies that get merchandise from China is already an American company for the most part. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too many of these Samsungs and whatever other company that's out. I can't even think of one. PlayStation. There you go. That's it. Sony. You know what I'm saying? LG, whatever. There ain't too many. That's like their only Apple. You know what I'm saying? In Korea, it's Samsung. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got like another Apple type of business in the sense. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Japan. Japan got a lot of companies. A lot of corporations came out of Japan. Panasonic, Sony, you feel what I'm saying? All the great brands that we love. That's Japanese techniques. You feel what I'm saying? That's all Japan stuff for the most part. So they got infrastructure, and a lot of them Japanese corporations like Panasonic, they have headquarters right here in America already, specifically Northern New Jersey. Panasonic headquarters is downtown. I could go take a picture of it. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. So these companies have already been here. These foreigners have already been here. This is why the whole $5 million. No, you about to let the dope boys. Trust me, the person in your blood that sell the most dope, God got some break. You know what I'm saying? Word up. And especially if the price, I think, and I'm gonna look it up again. I think it's like $100,000 to $250,000. The cost to already do that. The law's already on the book. Trump just talking about raising it up. But $5 million ain't enough because the cartels, they got a couple bills laying around the block. They ain't got nothing else better to do than chop up. You know what I'm saying? But to blow this money up, you can't hide it in the wall the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Come on, what you gonna do with the money? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it ain't all the way a bad thing, but it ain't really a good thing anyway as well. You know what I'm saying? But 154,000, like, you know, willing to cut our nose to spite our face, not to get that $4 trillion. You know, y'all could go live on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? You stay there because you can't come over to the East Coast as much. But the Coast is going to be. Go ahead, start.
Hey, real quick, Starry, I want to make this announcement. Next week, I'm going to be revamping a whole lot of the content on Newstoter, guys. I'm going to be making some changes to it. So I won't probably be posting as much content next week because we're going to be revamping a whole lot of the content and doing some work on it. So next week, we may not have any spaces next week and may not tweet out a whole lot of content as well, too. And some of the actual articles that you guys see now, like the one in the Jumbotron about the two ladies on the left-hand side, some of that stuff may actually even that won't be deleted, but we're going to delete a whole lot of content because it don't take long for us to repopulate content. Just about a month or so ago, we had like 50,000 posts, articles, excerpts on it, and I had to go ahead and delete some of that stuff and had 20-some thousand. So we're going to be knocking a lot of content down just to go ahead and revamp it and improve it or whatever. So if you guys don't see any spaces next week and you don't see a whole lot of tweets or whatever, that's what it is. So I just want to go ahead and give you the heads up because got a lot of work that I need to be doing. So if I get a chance to do any spaces and stuff like that, I will do it. But if not, then I'll just have to holler at you guys the week after. So we got a big project coming up that I need to go ahead and try to work on for the site. So we'll it'll more than likely, I want to say it probably may not be any spaces next week. We'll be back, but if I get a chance, I'll definitely go ahead. But Starry, go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you, host. Thank you, co-host to the room. Newstoter, don't be gone too long now. You know we're waiting for you. All jokes aside, to be honest, guys, I don't think that Black Americans will be tripping the way we are if we were taken care of. Now, you know, I understand business is business, but you got to take care of your folks. Usually when you don't take care of your folks resent you. They side-eye you, and they don't protect you. And we all know this in business as well. Even with the border being open, I think we would have went hard on it a little bit, you know, but for security issues or reasons. But as far as people coming over and so on, if we were taken care of and had everything needed and had a safety net, it wouldn't be this type of issue. If we were made American, we're still fighting right now to be American, and others are fighting with us to be American for themselves, not for us, but for themselves. We talk about Ilhan Omar, or Harvey Searle. Pardon me. She never speaks on us. Clark, none of them. If you just look at the Black Caucus, you have 2 or 3, that speaks about our issues or anything and everything. But nobody speaks about us. None. And that is the issue. And I'm not saying like that because I go hard and I feel like I'm glad that they are, and I know it sounds kind of rough for me, I'm glad that they are getting melanated immigrants out the paint. Why? You can blend in with me. Why? You can take my place and act as if you are me. And we can always fight with the white, quote unquote, say white or yellow, because you understand you're not me. I can pinpoint and show that you are not. We're not adjacent to each other. But when it comes to these others that are cosplaying and doing the things they do, Cynthia Erivo, i.e., Lovey, i.e., and Wooddo, i.e., and we keep on going. You're in my aura. You are around me. You can slip in and out of my blackness. That is the difference. But as I end with this, Black Americans, if we were taken care of, American period, let me say that, if we were taken care of, we won't be tripping as hard. But we out here hungry. That $5,000, I'm for sure that everybody in this room, 9 times out of 10, will be happy to get it. We're doing so bad out here. We are the third world country, the ones that are grassroots. Everybody else is eating good out here, and those of third world countries that are here are looking at you wondering why you not eating, and they just don't understand that plate that they have and that food that they have, that was my seat. But what is wrong with me as I head? What is wrong with me for me to offer you that seat or help? What is wrong with me to allow for someone else to offer you my seat? No, you got to get up, and we got to stand on our stance. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you as well too. I see Nightfall says get some USB drives and download all that news. Nightfall, I end up at the 3 months we have so much content on the site. If we don't go ahead and delete it, it just totally slows the site down anyways. I mean, man, it's been times we had 60, 70,000 posts on there, and it's moving like a snail. So I have to, as a site, as the platform gets bigger, we can increase the actual server and everything else like that as well. That's why I always ask people to support us on Cash App, so we can get to that point where we can hold more content, because I do want to get it to the point where I can hold 100,000 posts, excerpts, articles on the actual site as well. But then, you have to have your own separate specialized server for that, because, with the images and the actual amount of content, it'll just slow it down. But don't worry. Trust me when I say, man, that thing, it curates news fast. We'll be back. I just got to go ahead and make some new technological advances to it. Nothing that'll be really noticeable, but, it's just something that needs to be done, a little bit of maintenance. But we'll be back. Trust me on that. And we'll keep it coming, man. We will definitely you said, no, that's what I'm saying. Download the info to external drives and delete it from your server. I have to holler at you and DJ, because y'all more on the technical side on that than me. But you're right. We'll get it done. But I want to go ahead and implement some new stuff on there as well too, man. But I definitely hear what you're saying. I definitely got to do some stuff to it as well too. But you're right. We gotta find a way, because I don't really like deleting the content, to be honest, because it's like, damn, like this article here had a lot of traffic coming to it. This article was really good here. A lot of people felt this one here as well too. So you're right. We gonna do something with it. Go ahead, DJ. I see we got Apia up here as well too. So what's up, Apia? I guess Apia decided to come hang out with us. Apia, if you want to talk, go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll get to you. I see my girl Trouble down there as well too. My girl Val, that Negro goddess, Byron. So what's up, y'all? Definitely, if y'all get a chance, come on up here. I see Straight No Chaser down there as well too. I see my boy Ray down there. I see Miss Tony, the company, everybody up in the house as well tonight too, guys. So definitely come on through. When I said a P name, Nightfall said, "Oh Lord," like a P. I think I'm the only one in the space. I think me and DJ the only one in the space that actually don't mind when you come, because the stuff you say don't bother us in the least bit. Like listen, we know how to handle that stuff you said. So however you want to get it, like it's whatever. You done been served up in here numerous times. But if you want to come on the mic and say what you gotta say, man, by all means, come on up here. What's up, Apia? What you think about
Wait a minute. I like onomatopoeia too. I do. Onomatopoeia is a lot.
I know you like the bothering professor, but I just laugh at the stuff he says, but and then refute and then just knock that stuff down when he says. But I gotta hear what Apia's got to say about about the Trump Gold Card as well too. Definitely for those that can support us on Cash App, though, guys. $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest Black-owned, Black American news media curation platform today in America. Once again, $Newstoter. And we got to hear this. This is going to be Nightfall says, no, we don't need another T.S. Giselle. Like, damn. Dang. Y'all know we had to kick T.S. Giselle up out of the Newstoter platform because T.S. used to come in here wilding and whatnot. But Apia, go ahead. What's going on tonight, Apia? What do you think of the space so far?
Yeah, man. I mean, you host a very great space. Every time I come here, it looks more like, a very professional space. It just happens that some of the dudes that are hanging around here can't, understand why, you have to elevate. But see, my suggestion to you is this, right? So make this space a Pan-African space, man, so you can make more money out of it. See, we the ones with the money. These dudes hanging around here, they don't have money. Make it a Pan-African space, get everybody here, put the Cash App in there, everybody's going to drop $1 or $2. You know what I mean? So think about it, expand your network. It's business. If Trump is going for $5 million, shit, you can go for $100 each. It wouldn't be about it.
Well, here's the thing, Apia. And if you've been in the space, and I appreciate you just sending the Cash App too, so shout out to you. But here's the thing: I let anybody that wants to come up here and speak. If you got something you want to speak, whether I agree with you or not, and people can tell you. And sometimes our people in the space don't like that I let people come up here and speak, but that's what having a platform is. This is a media platform. So if somebody wants to come up here, even if they have a difference of opinions as me, hey, you can come on up here and speak as well too. So I don't have an issue with it. As long as you're being respectful and you're not calling people names, not a Pan-African thing. Now, it'll never be a Pan-African space, but if Pan-Africans are welcome to come here and speak as well, too. I don't have an issue with Pan-Africans. I mean, they do their thing. I do my thing. And listen, I know many Pan-Africans in real life. I'm cool with them and everything else like that. Yeah, like I'm cool with them and everything else like that. So I mean, but there's a difference of philosophies. I'll put it that way, and whatever works best for them, it's fine or whatever. But I got to do what works best for me. But go ahead, Apia, tell me, because I know you heard about the $5 million gold card that Trump is talking about. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, I'll say this. I woke up one morning and some of my friends in Africa, just hit me up saying, "Yo, is it true that Trump said just $5 million you can have a green card?" I said, "I never seen it. Let me check real quick." It was early in the morning on the west side. So I checked. I said, "Hell yeah." So that's a good idea though. You know what I mean? So it looks like you're gonna have more Africans here. You're gonna have a lot of Africans coming, tens of thousands of Africans coming in here. You know what I mean? They'll be in the neighborhood. They'll be spending the block. They'll be spending more money. The sisters, you're gonna have more African money coming through because what I'm hearing down south, definitely, it's attracting a lot of folks. A lot of folks are interested in it. So, time to get your money up. The Africans will come and spend it. Nigerians are coming. The thing is, the South Africans are also coming. All right, the Elon South Africans are also coming. These folks, the Black South Africans, are letting them know what time it is. They know that they're not going to have it like what it used to be. So now Trump is creating another path for them. If it's just $5 million, they'll be like, all right, I can sell my properties, move out here, establish my farm, and do me. So they will also be coming. And I mean, look, it's going to be flooded. A lot of money will be coming in, and it'll be good for business. You know what I mean? And somebody like me, see, I don't need to spend $5 million to be here. I'm already here. So what I'm going to do basically is just look at a business perspective of it. You know what I mean? And see what's going to come out of it. But hey, I think it's a good deal. It's a good deal. A lot of folks will be here. More babies will be born here. They'll become citizens. They'll become senators. They'll become everything that some of you guys don't want to hear. You know what I mean? And if they're anti-Black, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So that's a reality check for everybody. I don't think that, Black folks are concerned about that part, until they see that Africans are also trooping in and paying the money before they, like the sister was saying, that melanated, and all that. You know, that's the part that really sometimes it just baffles me and it saddens my heart. You know what I mean? It breaks my heart to find black folks hating on other black folks, thinking that they are a threat to them. I have never seen this in my entire life. Somebody coming in with fresh energy, fresh vibes, something to contribute. All you need is to tap in, so the person who taps in on what you have, partner, make progress. You said no. You would prefer for Massa to partner with you. Well, when has Massa ever been loyal to you, been sincere to you? For how long though? 500 years and so more. And you're still waiting on Massa to have a change of mind. I don't know how that is possible. Even Jesus can't change their minds. Says, I'm your best bet. Trust me. I'm your best bet. And don't think that when you find melanated folks here, it means that, oh, when they got here, Chase Bank or Wells Fargo called them and said, oh, you melanated? All right, this is your money. Oh, this is you. This is you. None of that. All right? So don't be threatened when you find black folks that are not born in the United States as a threat. They are your best ally. I promise you. I promise you. Now, what do you call it? My disappointment with, this security dude that's slapped the lady, man, I was so livid. I was very livid, and I thought that it was going to be a rapid response. A rapid response from the dudes that are, especially on this app, that be talking a lot of, tough talk. I thought somebody would do what they do best. All the talk that I do here on this app, making it look like, look, these dudes are the most, like, snipers from everywhere. Nothing is happening on the ground on the West Coast. Absolutely nothing. So, brothers, when you sit here and you be talking all this tough thing, and in reality, you're the softest amongst everybody, cut it out. Until I see you guys do something to this gentleman for slapping a black young lady who did absolutely nothing. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear none of you dudes acting like you're tough. You ain't tough. You don't have that masculinity until I see you do something. Like you bring justice so that this dude get punished for what he did. In the absence of that, henceforth, be quiet when some of us are talking. If I had called some few Nigerians to take off this business, it would have been quick. Speed of light. Speed of light. Like, yo, just like that. But you dudes just sitting out here can't do a damn thing. For a useless man like that, think you can slap a black woman and walk away. How? I'm so disappointed in you guys, man. Thank you.
Hey.
No. Hey, professor. No. I want him to finish. That's why I didn't say anything. Let him finish. You done up here? Okay, thank you. Because I was just listening. I was trying to keep my cool. Hold on, Professor. Hold on. Because I was just trying to keep my cool and not come off of the microphone. I'm like, let this guy finish babbling right here. Let him finish babbling. And first let me get to my man Polo Style says that Africans, first off, he said Africans have no money. So all this stuff you're talking about, Africans coming over here and y'all gonna come over. Yeah, okay, right. Last time I checked, Black Americans out of anybody in the Black diaspora or African diaspora. Hold on. Let me mute the mic. We can look at the incomes of Black Americans and we can look at the incomes of Africans, and we make substantially more money than you guys. So let's not get over it. Let's not try this. It's not even comparable. And please don't sit up here and talk about how black men ain't doing nothing and letting the women get slapped around. Dude, Chinese are over there slapping y'all around. Chinese, dude, come on, please. Y'all ain't, and don't come off your mic either, okay? Because I let you talk. We listened to this babble. Everybody laughed about it or whatever. Everybody was trying not to come off their mic. I wanted you to finish. I just wanted to hear this crap that you were saying. You got my girl Trouble. She done came up here. I'm gonna let. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just let Trouble. I know she wants to say something, so I'm not even gonna say. And Twizzle coming up here. I'm gonna just let everybody else handle it. I'm not even gonna say nothing. So go ahead, Trouble.
Hey,
J, Professor.
Gang. What's up, sister?
And gang. Shout out to the Black.
What's up, Trouble?
Chilling like a villain. Shout out to everybody in the room. Much love to you.
I know you heard this crap this dude was saying.
Yeah, I heard that foolishness. Apia, listen. As far as the incident where the sister got slapped, if you wasn't paying attention, there has been a group of brothers on a couple occasions who went to that business to let them know that would never happen again. So I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you should concentrate on the women getting slapped up and bapped up over in Africa, and maybe you should go there. I'm very disappointed that your women over in Africa are being treated the way that they are throughout the whole continent of Africa. And I don't know specifically which land mass, which part of Africa you come from, but maybe you should.
He from Ghana.
Okay, well, focus on them Ghanaian women over there getting slapped the hell up. And let's see how fast you flee over there to help him and stop him from getting slapped up, burnt up, acided up, and ate up. Because you know y'all love to burn and slap and eat people. So, there's that. As far as you talking about you're disappointed because we don't stick together and you've never seen, anybody that, have you not seen your homeland? When was the last time you've been to your homeland? Because if there's anybody on the planet where you are 90% of the population and you're still getting your ass whooped by everybody who comes over there to colonize your land, how dare you say to us that we don't get together? When have y'all gotten together? So you're really hilarious. You're really funny. You're really an idiot. And you really need to stay out of our business.
Ma'am.
No, Apia. No, I gotta mute your mic, Apia.
Calm down, bro.
Go ahead, Trouble.
I didn't come off the mic when you was spewing all of that hot garbage, all of that hot bull crap that, come up out your heated breath, your youth mouth. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come off the mic to you. I'm afraid.
Now, don't be salty. Pretend like you're a lady. Right?
Sausage butt ass mouth. You just really need to hush. As far as Trump talking about a $5 million gold card, somebody like Apia would revere that. Oh, that's a good business plan. Okay, well, maybe it would be a good business move, but then you all don't understand how not to sell off your country piece by piece so that foreigners can come invade and be parasitic, because that's the only thing that's going to happen.
You wish you had one.
Hush, boy. Hush. Just sit down and chill somewhere.
I do wish you had one, though.
You haven't been whooped in a circle and it shows. But you mess around, you're gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? That's some parasitic behavior. And of course, you're from the land of parasites, so you know what it looks like to cling on
wish you had one, man.
The wealth of another nation and to insert yourself in it. And we're gonna be senators and we're gonna be this. You really think so? In fact, it's gonna get y'all money, and they're gonna do the mother effer with you.
They already said it this year.
They already said it. They already said it. Hell, y'all sit back and y'all believe everything the white man tell y'all. You do. You sit back and you believe everything they tell y'all. And when we try to tell y'all, a Nancy little behind the truth, then you spew your negativity. All you don't know what you're talking about. The white man said, he was going to do that. You are jealous of the white man. You are ignorant to the white man. You're ignorant. But you have a good night, brother.
Hey, Apia, don't y'all have a giant white Jesus over there in Ghana too?
Oh my God.
Don't y'all got a gigantic white Jesus with the blonde hair and the blue eyes?
That's bigger than the whole New York.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a white statue of Jesus in our neighborhoods. I'm sorry. No. Come on. No, please, y'all converted to Christianity over there. Remember, they came over there with the Bibles and gave y'all some rum, and y'all started selling all kind of stuff. Now, knock it off, man. This is the Pan-Africanism you talking about right here. You came in here throwing jabs and insults, gave you the mic. Yeah, you threw plenty jabs. You sitting up here talking about y'all are rich. You came in here insulting black people. Talking about wait. You called us cowards. You sat up there and lied and you say we don't do anything when black women get this and that or whatever. You said all you talking about how we was jealous of y'all coming taking jobs and we're gonna be in government and y'all gonna be producing all these babies and this and that or whatever. I'm like, what in the world? The vitriol and you came out. I'm sitting up here letting you speak and you just going in and I didn't say a word. I want to come off this mic so bad and I'm like, you know what? Let me let this guy just finish with this mumbo jumbo he's talking about because he actually believes this. You actually believe this crap. And like I say, in Ghana, y'all have a white Jesus. In Ghana, you don't control your own gold mines and your resources and everything else like that over there as well, too. I'm going to let Twizzle, go ahead and unmute your mic. Go ahead, Twizzle. You got it. What's going on tonight?
Yes, indeed. Hey, Newstoter, WP, Professor, I gotta ask you gentlemen a question. I know y'all some real heads, you know what I'm saying? Let me ask y'all a question. Newstoter, if I say I'm coming to where you at and I'm about to fire on you, what how make me look? What would you expect? As me being a man, I gotta come do that, right?
Yeah.
And if I don't do that, how that make me look?
Like a sucker.
Like a punk.
Yeah.
That's like Professor. If I come to you, like, nigga, we about to wrestle. And then you be like, where you at, Twit? And I'm nowhere to be found. How that make me look? Like a straight sucker, right?
Like a straight sucker.
Okay. Well, this little piece of shit, a punk of Pia, said that he was going to hop on Highway 5. You know, he said he's going to hop on Highway 5 and come put hands on me. But yet, he hasn't done it yet. Yeah, he haven't done it yet. I haven't seen him. The only thing he do is troll and run. He act like a troll. Just as the sun come up, he runs somewhere and hide so he won't turn stone. So as him being a man, he's a punk. So for this day forward, he's a powerful punk. You know what I mean? You and your booty scratching, itchy ass people. Y'all flee, y'all run, and y'all get a bunch of stuff started, and then just as it started, y'all run. You flee. So I feel like this man has no credibility. He shouldn't be in our spaces no more. He shouldn't even be entertained no more. And he need to be treated like an animal in the zoo. And you know what I'm saying? Screw a pie. He's a punk. I let my plane, y'all.
See the problem?
All right.
I'm cultured enough not to use these words. I'm another black.
Pia, now did you threaten Twizzle? Did you talk about you was gonna fight him or something?
I mean, come on, you know I'm a gentleman.
Look at the coward. He's the coward.
This right here in here. This here in 50 years. You know what I mean? I lift a finger, he's gonna flee. Straight up. If I lift a finger, my left finger.
And he's been invited to do it. There's people in this app who know me. The company, he met me, he know me. Are you willing to come up here and meet me?
I'm in SoCal.
And that ain't nothing but a highway ride away. You gotta be a man, bro. You gonna be a man or you gonna be lucky as you control the space because I call you something else.
Listen. If I fly down there,
you don't have no credibility, so you don't have nothing to say. So that ain't really called a peace. Peace,
Peace, Twizzle. Peace.
If I fly down there, I'm coming to get you a job.
No, you're not coming to get anything.
Trust me. No, I can pay you for real.
Okay.
Take care of your kids, everything.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna move forward up here. You got your little trolling in there, and everybody laughed and got on you a little bit. So we're gonna move forward and get back to some serious issues. So we appreciate you coming up.
Scam artists of the year. Bottom appeal. Biggest scam artists of the year. Facts on that, Professor. Just let me say this one thing. The double.
You there, DJ? Hey, DJ, we lost you. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me, mic check.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, because I'm flipping through apps. So hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, yeah, got it.
Yeah, we could hear you now. You done went out again.
Okay. No. I got you. That's because I'm going through different apps. So Ghana's GDP is $76 billion. That's it. Hold on 1 second. And the GDP, right, in New Jersey is $500 billion. So what money y'all really coming over here with me? Check this out. Hold on. I got one more for you. Just to keep it real simple. The GDP, even though this is DC is not a state, the GDP of DC, District of Columbia, is 142 billion. 142. So that's twice of what y'all got. So we could come by y'all. You know what I'm saying? So what money? 10,000. Who coming over here with? Nah, I don't think so. But go ahead. So.
Let me give a shout out. Let me give it.
What happened to Freddie and Duke?
Do you want me to explain?
Real quick, let me give a shout out to my girl, Miss Trigger, and let me give a shout out to Simply Rick as well too. Go ahead, guys.
No, we don't want you to explain anything to us because we got to explain it to your ass. Double mute. Double mute.
Okay, Apia. We'll let you explain one more thing, but then we got to move on because we don't like Polo said. This dude turned a peaceful convo into chaos. So that you came in here looking, and like I said, I gave you the microphone. I give you the microphone. I knew you were gonna come with some crap as well too, because that's that resentment you have for Black Americans. I don't know why, but you got a deep-seated hatred for Black Americans, man. It's in you, so you gotta let that go. You gotta let that anger go. Black Americans ain't never done nothing to you, Apia, and you know this. Black Americans hadn't done anything to anybody in your country whatsoever. So.
First of all, you can do better than that. I never used any foul language.
No, you didn't use foul language, but you question our manhood. You question our manhood. You question our manhood, Appeal. You said that we weren't doing anything. We were letting Black women get slapped up, this and that. We're afraid of y'all coming over here. The energy that you bring and this and that. And I'm like, come on, man. Historically, Black people, Black Americans was the ones that championed other Black immigrants and stuff from around the world coming here.
Once again, check your own topic. All right,
DJ, that's disrespectful. All right, for a coward like you to try to call somebody out for not doing it.
Check this out, y'all. Hey, get in the Jumbotron, top left-hand side. You already know how I do. Like I always tell folks, we ain't got to do too much. You know, just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So out of 154,000 people, because that's the only folks in the world that got 50 million or more. We don't need the 5 millions or the 25 millions. We need the 154,000. You know what I mean? To come over here, dump half their wealth into America. So that's $4 trillion right there coming off the bat. I'm pretty sure if I look up Africans that got 50 million, what we talking? 100, maybe 200, if even that.
Okay, all right. See, I don't get it. These are all.
We ain't dissing the bill. Hold up a minute.
Listen.
We don't want you to think because we know we calling you out for food strategy. That's not a
No.
racist word. That's not a racist word. So it's like, you know.
See, I'm a socialist, right? So I don't.
Good job, mute this dude, man.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Like I said, he used to walk the whole space. That's like playing with snakes.
This is a gentleman who can't even catch up to $5.
We're gonna let Apia say one more last thing, and we are gonna go ahead and move on. Apia, let me give a shout out to Clarence as well too. But we gotta, we just can't let you. I want to hear what you got to say though. I want because you came in disrespectful. So and everybody stay on your microphone because y'all keep coming off the mic. That makes them go longer. So I'm gonna give them a second to go. I see Mark Carter coming up here, so this should be interesting as well too. So go ahead, Apia, and say what you let the space. We want to hear what you got to say.
I don't do the money thing. I don't. So who got money?
I was just talking about it. I'm sorry.
Listen, it's not my thing. Who got money? That's somebody's money. That ain't my money. These are for kids. So I'm gonna put that aside. Now, second of all, Newstoter, look at your own topic. I was referencing the lady that got slapped, and I said to you guys on this app that be talking tough. I was referencing the guys on this app that be talking tough. Right, but in reality, don't do a thing. Hold on, though. I never referenced Black Americans, so I was referencing the guys on this app that were talking talk. And I said, I am disappointed in you guys. That's all I said. And you can't tell me that I said anything beyond this for you to say that, I have hatred and all of these things. Stop it. You can do way better than this. Far better. This propaganda don't work on folks like me, bro. I have 4 brothers-in-law who are Black Americans, and I have nephews and nieces. So what are you talking about? Why do you guys always want to cook something just because somebody hit you hard with a bar you can't handle? And the fact that I said the Africans are coming here, believe it or not, they're coming. I know it hurts you. I know you can't stand it.
Come to work, not own anything.
All right, listen. I know you can't stand it, and I know Marcus right here, and I know Marcus is gonna start go grease, and I'm gonna take him there a little bit. You know what I mean? I'll take him there if you bring it. I'll go further. That's for sure. And I'll discipline everybody that try to make it look like, I am trying to be something or whatever. You have to respect. I just respect that. I never said anything, no foul language from me. I never said called anybody out in particular. All I said is
you're a scam artist.
Oh, no problem. Listen, as long as it makes you feel better. All I said is those dudes here that talk tough, that couldn't go outside to defend that little sister that got slapped. I am disappointed in you. That's my statement. And if you feel that it's xenophobic, I can say it again, and I will have no regrets saying it 10 trillion times.
No, first off, there was nobody on this app was in the store, was at the Taco Bell when the sister got slapped up. So let's just keep it like that. Now, I don't remember you saying that. Yeah, I don't remember you saying the people on this app. You say cowards, y'all are cowards. So it seemed like he was addressing everybody of our lineage and stuff like that. And afraid of the Africans, like, what are we afraid? I'm not afraid of any Africans coming to America. Like that don't keep me up at nighttime. I mean, that don't keep me up at nighttime. I'm not afraid, so I'm just letting you know that. But let me go ahead. I'm gonna move on.
I'm just afraid y'all won't buy deodorant.
I'm gonna let me move on. Let me move on, y'all, and get to Mark. And Mark, go ahead and unmute your mic.
So first off, what can a runner tell a group of people that fought and built the country that he came to? You know what I mean? So we don't care what no damn runner says to us. And as a matter of fact, you got Africa, no matter what part of it, it's 99.9% dark skinned African. But they got a bunch of them Chinamans, French, and all kinds of people over there running things. So what can he tell us? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, when it comes to that situation, make no mistake about it, that would never happen while we on scene. But we've clearly seen over in Africa where the Chinamen slapping y'all around, kicking y'all off y'all behind, and y'all do nothing. I mean, I just can't. I'm like, man, what am I watching? A movie or something? Apparently, you understand that nobody in this country has enough heart to do the kind of things that they do to y'all over in Africa. Nobody has that heart against black folks. Don't you get it twisted. As a matter of fact, you know that black folks. That's why y'all.
Empire, stay on your mic. Go ahead, Mark.
That's why y'all didn't come to this country until after y'all knew that they weren't sick of dogs, spraying water. Y'all ain't never fought for nothing in this country. As a matter of fact, y'all scared to raise your voice right now in fear of being deported. That's why you never got involved with any movements. All right? And the few that did, I give applaud to them. But the majority of y'all, y'all shut up. You know what I mean? And the only reason why you talk on this app the way you do is because we can't see you, because we'll slap the hell out of you, y'all. For real. And I mean, you know what I mean? I'm talking about slap the man. Look, bro.
Oh my God.
Hey, look, let me tell y'all something about this city, y'all. They don't even live around us. Like it is in New York where they own businesses. They don't even own businesses here. That's the fear that they have of us. They don't own businesses. They don't come in and around us. They live on the north side around the Jews. They don't live, I would say, past Chicago Avenue. They live way on the north side of Chicago, y'all. And so I don't care about what no. As a matter of fact, tell them what that so-called mob boss told you when you call yourself calling him on me here. Tell him what he said to you about that we don't play games here. See all that old Italian? That's Hollywood, bro. Man, we don't care about no Russos and none of that, bro. And be taking their stuff. Taking it from them. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't gonna go too far on this app. But million gold car, that's nothing but EB5. It's just another way of saying EB5. But you're getting extorted to come over here and take that coward oath. Can you quote that oath of fire that y'all take when y'all come here? It's embarrassing. It's just so shameful and embarrassing that you would literally quote that oath. Have anybody in this room, y'all read that oath they take out of this country?
No, I never heard it before.
Oh my God. You should pull it up. It's called the Oath of Allegiance. Somebody
I want to see the propaganda film that they show that they come over here. That's what I want to see.
No. The oath. Get the propaganda film. The oath, they have to swear that they will go against their country, their leadership in their country. They have to vow to bear arms. America instructs them to kill their own people in their country and take orders from civilians. This is what this oath says. And they raise their right hand and be smiling in front of the white man while they're taking that oath. And then get on this app talking. And xenophobia. What could be more xenophobic than that oath that you took to come to this country? Against your own people back in the old country. That oath is so xenophobic, disrespectful, cowardly. Why don't you just be like your parents and grandparents are? They were smart enough to just shut up and put their heads down after taking that coward oath. And so stop talking to us like we in the equation with us. You a trail of trash compared to us. Stay in your place when you talk to black Americans. That's your problem. You don't know your place. And you ain't never slap black back into it. Like one of these white boys. See, they don't play with us, bro. Because we slap them back into place. The Mexicans do. No, none of them play with us. They don't do that. Maybe some other parts where maybe somewhere in your mind or whatever. Oh, they don't play with us. We been to smoke. We out of smoke. Matter of fact, we so much smoke that it brought your ass here. Our smoke is what gave way for you to bring your trailer park in the alley ass to America. Y'all wasn't coming here while they were sicking them dogs on us, spraying water on us. You weren't coming here. You just started coming here to the 90s. And the National Relations Act was passed in 1965. Y'all still wasn't coming here. A couple sprinkles of y'all, but the vast majority of y'all didn't start coming in the 90s. Y'all runners. That's why I was glad when I saw those Ukrainians whooping y'all ass when y'all were trying to run out the country on time for war. They did the right thing, whoop y'all ass. Fun, bro. We never ran. We've always been there. No matter what went down, we never ran.
You have no option. You have no option. Mark, see, when you start talking tough, remember you in Chicago. Don't talk tough when you in Chicago.
Guess what? Hey,
don't. As long as I'm concerned. You in Chicago.
Hey. I'm tough for real.
No, you ain't.
This ain't no asshole. Matter of fact,
no, you ain't. You in Chicago.
The Italian boys that you know when you talk
you in Chicago
to them, you know what I'm saying? This ain't just no app talk. You thought you be talking to Italians. If you mention my name to them, they let your ass know, you know what I'm saying? That we'll come through Taylor Street and tear their ass up.
Get them, gang. Get them.
We don't play no games, you know what I'm saying?
Get them, gang.
Hey, stay on your mic. Everybody stay on your mic. Let Mark and Apia talk for a second. Raise your hand. We'll get to you. Go ahead, Mark.
No, they see y'all, and y'all haven't dealt with them in these other cities where they live in and around y'all. See, we don't allow people like him to talk. He keep his head down.
Mark,
he will get his teeth slapped
you in Chicago. And the last time I checked, I have 10,000 times strength in Chicago than you do. You in Chicago, be careful.
Yeah.
You don't do a damn thing. You was still in Chicago. Okay, so pipe down, dog. Like,
Hey, Apia, how you gonna have 10 times more people than this man in the city he's from? Apia, how you gonna have 10 times more people than this man and he's from Chicago? Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Listen, I know what I'm talking about. What happened?
Tyler's gonna tell him.
You don't need to mute it. You allowed Mark to talk.
I didn't hit the mute. I didn't hit the mute button. I didn't hit the mute button.
All right, okay. Mark knows better not to be messing around with folks like me. He knows way better.
Man, you trailer trash.
Listen, you know way better. You in Chicago, dog. I can tell you.
Trash,
You so
man.
in Chicago. You in Chicago, so pipe down.
Even if you were here, you would major nobody, bro.
Listen, I walk in and walk out, and I don't listen.
Hey,
all right,
you stole over electricity. You know what I'm saying? Hey, stay in your place, little boy. But I guarantee you, your ass get thrown over Lake Michigan with bricks on your feet. I guarantee you that.
Then drove back to New Jersey and thrown in the hustle.
Guarantee you that, bro. You know what I mean? Hey,
Mark, I can
you know this thing
real quick.
Hey, your people that you know here.
Listen.
They're in your place, boy.
I can send you a message real quick. Like I said, you in Chicago, so slow down.
Send it to me.
That's my turf. That ain't your turf. You were just born there. You lived there.
Why don't you send it
I
to
can
me?
start there.
Why don't you?
All right, y'all. Enough of the tough talk. You know, we all men in here. So at the end of the day, Apia, start with the talk.
You from Ghana, dude? How you talk about you got more people than this man born and raised in Chicago too? What are you talking about, dude? I guess you got more people than me in Florida too, huh?
Y'all didn't catch on to that. Onomatopoeia just repeated the line from training day. That's all he did. He just repeated the line.
That's what I'm saying with the tough talk. So at the end of the day, everybody tough. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So yeah, go ahead, Mark. Land your plane real quick, brother. You know what I'm saying? 60 seconds.
Yeah, I just want us to.
It was a double mute. Go ahead, Mark.
Look, when it comes to these immigrants in this country, they are your opposition, they're your enemy. I don't give a damn what country they come from. Whether it's Israel, Poland, Africa, Asia, these people are your opposition and your enemy.
Talk that talk, God.
And our people that roll,
talking.
y'all treat them like the enemy too. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn if they're black now. If they roll with them, y'all smash them too. See, the police will tell y'all to stay in y'all place. Mess with us. Listen.
Talk that talk.
The police will tell y'all when they come to us. You feel me? You know, and so this whole thing about this gold card.
Let them cook.
Hey, little brother, mute your mic, bro.
So this gold card, y'all do everything in y'all power at this point to block them coming to y'all cities. Y'all block them.
So, Mark, you're against the gold card, then?
All of that. And you must go against them. And the way to go against them, y'all, is to go get the grassroots people and get them active. The only opportunities that are open to these immigrants are the ones that we have never been corralled to take. See, we got some sellouts amongst our people who will make sure that other people are hired for black people in these hoods. So now with some stuff we're doing right now, because we went to the ground and go get the people, there's no opportunities even for some of the union members. The union members were told, hey, the only agreement gonna be signed, it's gonna be a three-way agreement. Ain't gonna be no two-way agreement. Because if I sign y'all agreement, then what y'all gonna do to stop the black folks? No, they can't stop us. So it's gonna be a three-way agreement, or ain't gonna be no agreement. Oh, we gonna eat or eat them. It's just that simple, bro. So all that y'all gotta block them in y'all cities, and y'all block the black Americans and selling y'all out, opening the doors for these people.
Facts.
There is no look, y'all. Nowhere in this country where we're in the majority as black people is there a workforce shortage. No, there's a discrimination problem, and our people were part of these secret societies are playing a role in blocking black Americans out of positions. And so they bring these other people to this country. Block them. Openly do it. Don't do it behind the scenes. Go against this gold card, whatever Trump pushing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in agreement with it. I don't care. I support Trump, but not on this. I voted for him, but he can't tell me nothing about no. I don't care nothing about no. I don't care if the Africans don't eat, the Mexicans, the Jews. I don't care if they don't eat. I'm not here to feed them. So all y'all have to do is get y'all people active in y'all cities. Make sure that even the least of these are involved. You don't need no African or no Indian to come here and go to MIT, IIT, and then work in tech. No, we take these same young children, if they're educated in STEM, then they can matriculate right into the tech field. They ain't no smarter than our children. Again, the problem is we've had the wrong leadership. So y'all get active so y'all can block him. So you start right back to this country. And Pan-African garbage, Pan-African. I don't care if you Africans eat. I don't care if you get hung. You, them Jews, or any of them. I don't care if you get hung. Like, man, y'all gotta be crazy. Come to our country and get smart. Man. Hey, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave this alone. Let me tell y'all something. It ain't enough Africans here to fill up a cup. Straight up. They don't even matter here, bro. You know what I mean? We'll pay more attention to the Mexicans than we would Africans. And the Mexicans don't play us.
Man, cut it out. You don't want to mess with the cartels.
All right, Appeal. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and let me get a couple of new speakers. Little brother, I know you were speaking. Did you want to say something, little brother?
Little brother, you there? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yo, can you hear me now?
Hey, one last thing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, little brother. Hold on 1 second. Mark saying one last thing. Go ahead real quick, Mark.
One last thing. Let me say something to y'all about Africans. They don't do them a drive cabs to sell pussy. That's all they do. That's all. Drive cabs to sell pussy and a field of Nigerians.
And that's what you wish for. That's what you wish for. But the reality is, check the economic indices, bro.
Hey, Mark, send me a link, bro, man.
We make more money. We
make clowns.
All right, real quick, because we got too many people coming off the mic. So let me get the little brother. I get to Renza as well too. The space ain't gonna go too much longer, but little brother, go ahead and unmute your mic.
If y'all want to come up here and speak, come up here and raise your hand now, because you know we're told to say that. Don't be trying to come up here. I'm gonna start hitting that mute button, y'all. But go ahead, little brother. Come up here if y'all want to speak. Go ahead, little bro. You got it.
Little brother, are you there? Hey, little brother, are you still up here? Okay, I don't hear anything from little brother, so little brother. Yeah, I can hear you. Go, you got it. Go ahead.
Okay, man, brother Mark is speaking the truth, man. These niggas are straight clowns. Hey, watch the language.
Hey, yeah, y'all watch the Hey, y'all watch the language in here too as well. Cause go ahead, little brother, but watch the language. Go ahead, little brother. You got it. Little brother, are you there?
These cats is clowns. They straight clowns. Brother spoke the truth. What y'all did for? Where was y'all at in the 60s? Where was y'all at? We don't know y'all. Who are y'all? Come on around. Who y'all is? My daddy died at 93 years old, man. Y'all wasn't around here with him when we was getting it in, when we was doing it, when our grandmamas and granddaddies was doing it. Y'all wasn't with us. Where y'all at? Who are y'all? Brother Mark,
got the flow, brother. Man, bro, keep rocking their ass. That's my word, and I've got your back. Riding with you. I'm from the Shy. Want to come on down? Come on in. Goddamn it, I got you.
Okay, appreciate that, little brother.
Got the flow, brother.
All right, thank you, little brother. Let me go ahead.
Sir.
No problem. Let me go ahead and get to.
Signing off, sir.
No, okay.
Signing off.
All right. Let me go ahead and get.
Listening, though. Signing off.
Okay, you said I thought you were signing off, but okay. Appreciate that, little brother. Thank you, whatever. P, if I was you, I wouldn't go to the shot because them boys might put hands and feet on you. So I would stay clear of that area if I was you. The boys might kick. Don't go there. Them boys might kick the dog at you, P. I'm just trying to give you a warning now. Don't go there, man. Don't get jawed up there. So just stay where you at. Let me get to. I got to get to my boy Ariza. Ariza up here waiting patiently, so I got to get to my boy Ariza. Ariza Thig Pan in Alaska doing his thing. Ariza, what's going on, man?
Chicago. I'm sorry, I'm in an Eric B. Rakim movie.
Okay. Yeah, don't play that because we might get hit with a copyright, but go ahead.
All right, my bad. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up? It's your boy Renzo up here in Alaska. Shouts out to you, DJ. Shouts out Newstoter. All right, I'm going to start out by saying this. I don't know what you guys are pushing beef-wise. If you're not non-FBA, please show us some respect. Now, I know Apaya. I've known him for a long time, and I can understand a lot of things that he says based on common sense, and I wasn't here to hear his entire conversation. So I just want everybody to be on the same level. Yeah, because I didn't hear everything that was going on, and for those who you feel that have been disrespectful to you, I apologize. I'm going to tell you why. It's hard to be an FBA. It's hard to be in compliance with FBA because we are a unique group. So on behalf of those who did not hear your conversation, I'm starting you out with a clean slate on this space right now. All right, here's my question. What is this $5 million gold card? This is something new to me. Can somebody break that down for me?
Oh, okay. It's just basically like a green card where Trump is trying to get some of the top level people to come over here. Anybody that's got money, he's talking about that you can automatically get citizenship and that these people will come over here and they'll build jobs and hire people. Basically, that's what he's saying.
You can't do that. He's in violation of a whole bunch of things. Everything from the way that we deal with immigration and business law all the way up to no. And Newstoter, he's trying to show priority over them, over us. No, it's gonna be a fight. And you know what? I think I need to just go ahead and push my project forward. I'll hit you back later with details, but no, I'm against that. I'm against other people coming over here to do something like that. I'm gonna tell you why. The people, okay, it's similar to how Walmart came into people's neighborhood and knocked out the mom and pop shops. So, like, let's just say we have a current flow. I'm gonna break it down to even something better than that. Let's say that my uncle and auntie created a chicken coop, which is like a place that sells homemade fried chicken. They'll bring their businesses over and they'll use the Walmart method and box them out. I don't trust them. A $5 million gold card, the government is gonna give an entity $5 million in some kind of a card to do business in our neighborhoods. Nah, I'm getting it wrong, right? I got it wrong, right? Can somebody help me? Can somebody help me?
No, it's like EB5. They're committing to pay. He's saying that they have to commit to paying America $5 million. Okay, and it's nothing but the EB5 program, just rescripted, right? Now, what it also does is limit the amount of them coming over here. It's this way to limit them from coming over here, unlike the Democrat Party, Joe Biden, Kamala, and black people that agreed with it, that flooded the country with these immigrants. That after Title 42 expired, they opened a floodgate floodgates and let them come all over the world. So this to limit the amount of them coming because they don't have no $5 million to pay. You know what I mean? Maybe those Saudi people like them and some of those high-ranking Nigerians and Indians, but the everyday people, they ain't got no $5 million to come to America. You know, so
I agree.
That's why I'm saying to us, if we want to put a stop to that, see, the only thing that opened the door for them was our being relaxed, or being lax, and having sellout leadership that would rather hire them and help those people versus help Americans. So we have to go against our leadership and go back to these hoods where our grassroots people are and get them. You know what I mean? This is how you put a stop by getting our people active. When you do that, guaranteed there will be no need for them at all. You will block them from coming to this country.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's all I wanted to say, Newstoter. Shouts out to everybody in the room. And I'll land my plane there. I'm just here listening. I see you, DJ.
Yes, sir. And
Byron Down thing,
and that
attack on the black woman at the restaurant.
he didn't hear the whole thing, so he probably didn't.
We already know how we handle that. We already know how we handle that right there.
Man, Zimmerman is still walking around. Be quiet.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't know a damn thing.
And as a matter of fact,
still walking around Africa. Walking around.
And them Chinese still walking around in Ghana. So what are you talking about? Matter of fact, I saw something the other day where they was talking about that the Boers was talking about having their own town in South Africa or a Cape Town or something over there. So let me go ahead and get to funded socially. What's going on tonight, fam?
Hey, Newstoter. It's all good. I'm driving in the rain, but I'm enjoying the space, of course. Shout out to the professor and DJ and all the other people in the space. How you doing? This trouble. I'm good, brother. So, I don't agree with Trump on a lot, but on this thing I do agree with. But let me first say to Byron, Trump endorsed him, so he's setting him up to potentially be the first black melanated Caribbean governor of the state of Florida.
It'll never happen, but go ahead.
That creates a pathway towards him becoming president. Andrew Gilliam was a few votes shy of becoming the governor of the state of Florida until that scandal broke. So I'd say we have to wait and see how that goes.
That scandal, that not to cut you off, Black, but that scandal came out a year or two afterwards. But he had gotten defeated. It was a relatively close election, but he still lost by a decent amount. But it was a close election. But nobody, even though Donald is a Republican in Florida, yeah, he ain't gonna win. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah, like I said, time will tell because crazier things have happened in this country, and at this point, it's hard to really predict these things. But shout out to that at any rate, and shout out to the brothers who went to the Taco Bell after the incident and pressed the ownership, pressed the security. Shout out to them for doing what they need to do. And we're going to talk about this $5 million card because I want to go into it a little differently. But I look at everything from a black state majority authority perspective. I'm not a reparationist. I support the movement, but everything when the federal government is talking about money should be looked at thoroughly, and then it should be how do we get our cut of this for reparations. We should be first in line. So every time they spend money, they got this big spending budget bill that's coming up for March. It should be whatever money you spend, 25%, 50% of that goes to the reparations fund. And if you look at everything that Trump is doing, which is a lot of chaos, but within the chaos, there's a lot of opportunities for wealth to be generated, including the data mining centers and everything else they got going on. Greenland, Canada, Panama, all these different opportunities that he's looking at as a wealth grab. It should be the people who are talking to him or his staffers. Reparations. How do we get reparations in front of the line, 25 to 50% of this, so that Black America can get on board with it, and then we can actually start filling up this reparations trust fund or whatever it's going to be. In this particular instance, he talked about $50 trillion that would end up paying off the federal debt, and there would be $15 trillion left over. Now, as someone who sat back and listened in all these spaces and heard about reparations, the numbers usually somewhere around 17, 18 trillion, 20 trillion. If you talk to people who they got some big ideas, it's 100 to 150 trillion, whatever. 15 trillion, and then you increase the number to get to 20 trillion. Sounds like reparations, as far as I can tell, based on every economist that have put out books, have gone on speaking tours, have developed a way to generate income for themselves and build a platform for themselves. It sounds like reparations to me. And all I'm saying is, get it first. Put a tax on remittances, so you can get it from that as well. So any remittances that go out of the country, you put a 50% reparations tax on that, and then you start taxing all of these agendas that Trump wants to do and put reparations first. Not that you're going to get it at the end, but you're going to get it as the money comes in. That's a simple conversation. And not only that, but it makes Trump, it helps Trump get a legacy that completes the work of Abraham Lincoln and Thaddeus Stevens. And he becomes the most radical Republican that has ever lived. And so for that reason, I just take a different take on everything. But we are going to talk about that in a little more depth tomorrow, because I got some more land that there's a Senate bill that was written that was designed to go to Black Americans specifically. And for whatever reason, it didn't happen. But we need to be thinking about land ownership and getting our money first. And I'll land with that.
All right. Appreciate that, Black. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to Sir Ludwig. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Howdy, folks. Interesting conversation. The Black community, the only thing holding you guys back from reparations at this point from an outside perspective is you guys. I mean, you guys nobody's going to do it for you. I hear people talking about it constantly online. Nobody's going to do it for you. You guys got to do it for yourself. And there's a way to go about it. The U.S. government is a system. There's a way to go about it, and you can achieve it. But the Hispanics ain't going to do it for you. The Asians ain't going to do it for you. The Bajiks ain't going to do it for you. The Muzzies ain't going to do it for you. You can find some white people that will help you in that, but the vast majority, they're not going to go out of their way to do it for you. Your government's not going to do it for you. If they cared about you, they'd already be doing better for you, which they don't. So sitting around hoping that the government's going to pass some kind of law or do this for you, I think is a pipe dream. You guys do it for yourselves. And the only other thing I would say on that note is you got to have realistic expectations. Because if your expectations are not realistic, no matter what you guys accomplish, it'll never be enough. It'll never be good enough. And you'll be in the same boat like the feminists were in. No matter how much we did for women, they were just miserable, SOBs. And no matter how much we pampered and coddled them, they were just insufferable. And they were miserable. So you guys, I would hope that you don't put that onto your children, where you give them unrealistic expectations. So no matter what is done, it's never enough. Because you're just going to put your community in a very bad position.
These children is more intense than white kids. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Come on, Trouble. Come on. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get it in too. Go ahead, Ludwig.
Don't get upset at me. It's healthy advice. I'm not knocking you guys.
Hey, y'all, Sir Lovely is a British white supremacist. I've been in his.
Yeah, we know.
I'm not saying all white supremacists.
Hey, but let him finish. Because we got a bunch of hands up. So let him finish so we can get to the hand.
Like I said, it's healthy advice. I mean, I don't know why people get would get upset, but that's part of your community's problem. Anybody that tries to give you
Your goddamn advice, man. We don't need your advice. We don't need that.
Yeah, we're trying to let him go. So we got a bunch. We got Mark. We got Trouble. We got Arenza. Go ahead and give you 50 seconds, Sir Ludwig.
I'm not British. I don't know what the hell you're even talking about. British. I'm in Chicago, homie. Fucking retard. But no, that's it.
United Kingdom.
Don't come in here dropping F-bombs, white boy. But thank you for coming on up, speaking.
And don't be condescending, homie.
Okay, well, don't be saying white boy, homie.
We can say crack up in here. That's not offensive. Go ahead, though. Say your piece.
Hey, with the hard R, it is.
So y'all gonna make a white dude treat y'all like that and knock him off? Shut the hell up! You in the same.
Mark said we'll smack the fire.
Apia, why don't you go back and pray to your white Jesus over there, your white Jesus statue in Ghana, and maybe he'll give us some forgiveness for it. We know how to handle the white boys over here, okay? I know that's new to y'all, but we know how to handle them over here.
And second of all, don't worry about what we're doing. You speak to the title of the room, white boy. If you're not going to do that, you can remove yourself from the room.
We guys are talking about reparations. That's what I talked about.
Well, we ain't just talking about reparations. We're talking about within the jumbotron in the chat. 5 million credit to a tether that want to come over here, like your ancestors did. Or you want to talk about Byron Donald? I'm speaking. Use your mic. You want to talk about Byron Donald, or you want to talk about the 2 black women that was attacked by your cousin Chad and Pete? So which one you want to talk about? You got 4 choices, bro. Because you ain't gonna be here disrespecting, be condescending to nobody. I don't care. Chicago. I'm from Essex County, North, dummy. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't black and American, so definitely shut the hell up. So what do you want to talk about? The Byron Donald situation, the 5 million gold card, or the black woman being attacked at the fast food restaurants by your Neanderthal con? Which one you want to speak about?
Well, as far as whatever attack you're talking about, that's probably not a good topic. But the $5 million, it's going to affect your community in this respect. It's not going to be the regular people moving into your neighborhood that's spending $5 million on a gold card. But what will happen is you're going to see a whole bunch of Hindus coming over, and Saudi Arabians, and Bajiks, and maybe that's about it. Maybe some Asians. But what you're going to see is the Hindus, they're going to be owning your liquor stores and corner grocery stores. And they'll be, having their relatives working there. So you'll see an uptick of that. But other than that, the $5 million card is not going to affect the black community too much.
All right. Well, thank you, Sir Ludwig. We appreciate it. Let me go ahead. Mark was up here, so he must have dropped down. So let me go ahead and get to Trouble.
A person come inside the space. There's topics on the board, but of course, a white man hears another person talking and brings up the subject of reparations, and that's where their one-track mind automatically goes to the reparations conversation. There's titles in the space where what the conversation is about, but you want to come in here and start talking about reparations and what you all need to do in your communities. I mean, have you seen your communities lately? You want to tell us about our children. Have you seen your children lately? I mean, have you seen them? I mean, have you really seen them? I bet you haven't seen them because half the time you don't know where they're at. But you can probably find them.
Philadelphia.
You can find them at the schoolhouse getting ready to shoot somebody. How about that? But you always feel like you need to come inside of a room and tell us black people what we need to do, what you all need to do, and how you need to do it. We don't need you all's help. We never asked for your help. We don't need you to come and explain to us what it is that we need to do. That's some of the most ridiculous I've ever seen in my life. And you all constantly insert yourselves inside of black conversation just to be condescending. What was your main reason for even coming in this room? You didn't want to address none of the topics. PJ, really?
Yeah, DJ, let her go and finish. Go ahead, Trouble.
No, I'm Ludwig, like a Pia, is a whole clown. Is a whole clown, and the reason why Americans as a whole needs to go through the delineation process and start sending these foreign suckers back to where they came from, because you come over here with your third world asses, and you sit here and have this disdain towards Americans, and you feel like you can say anything out your mouth because you're feeling safe. Well, I'm glad you're feeling safe, because that's generally where you mess up at. That's generally where you get caught slipping at, is when you start feeling all super safe. So go ahead, feel super safe now, but you're going to feel unsafe later. And I can't wait for that time to come.
Hopefully it doesn't come to you and your family first.
Hopefully you shut the hell up and before you get punched in your grill and come up missing, and then we be sitting here wondering, hey, what happened to that little Nancy clown that used to come on?
Okay, make sure it doesn't come to you.
Shut up. Yeah.
Pia, why you taking up for Sir Ludwig?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
God forbid. I'm even disappointed you allow this cracker to have the nerve, the audacity to think you can come here, grab a mic and say your thoughts like if it was a real wig.
Hey, I'm letting all the speakers in here get a chance to get on the white boy. So if you want to say something about it, you can too. But it seemed like you trying to take up for him a little bit there. So
No, hell no. This is the
Trouble going in on him. What are you talking about?
No, she's talking about me.
She was talking about the white boy for the longest. What are you talking about?
No, she was talking about me. She called my name, that boy, whatever that you wanted to say.
Because you jumped in the conversation that she was doing.
That's true.
Come on, you jumped in it. She going in on him and you jumped in.
It's amazing how you all will say things that's out of order, and then as soon as somebody responds to you, she was saying some of the most foul things. It seems like you fellas, you don't think about the things that you say that's rude and disrespectful to a lineage of people, but as soon as we get on that ass, now all of a sudden, did you hear the rudeness and how it was said to me? You didn't have to say anything to me. No. You have no intention of fighting with white people, because as long as you can fight against a black American, that's where you stay at. That's where you land at. You have no fight in you when it comes to the white folk. You would rather argue with me than argue with the white man, and that's why your whole land is so up on the flow up, and everybody's getting a piece of you, and y'all sitting there throwing up. Because you'd rather fight with people who look just like you than those who don't look like you, who come to harm you. Because I might talk a little bit of trash to you, but what I'm not doing is actively trying to harm you, Apaya. That's always going to be the difference, and that's something that us black Americans, that's something that we understand. We can talk trash to each other, but we know at the end of the day, we got each other's back. Can't nobody else coming from the outside, inside, and talk to us any kind of way and do us no harm, because we're going to stop fighting with each other, and we're going to tell that motherfucker I can pray. But you Africans, you other black nations, y'all come here, y'all don't seem to understand that. Y'all will jump on the side of the white boy real quick, real fast, because you think something is in it for you at the end of the day. You can show master what a good little Nancy you are. He'll pat you on the head, rub your belly, and smack your ass real good and give you a little kibbles and bits.
Okay.
And you're satisfied with it.
Okay, and you go ahead and you go for the right man to be your president. You speak the right microphone.
That's a weak comeback, bro. That's why somebody
I think Apia left, didn't he? I think he left. Oh, I guess I thought he was leaving.
Nah, I sent him to the shadow realm.
Oh, okay. I thought he had dropped down. He done got Trouble upset up here. Trouble done raised her voice and everything up in here. Let me go ahead and get to
Straight no chase. You want to speak?
Oh yeah, okay. Straight no chase. You want to talk? Is she there? She might not. Is she there?
Okay, now it says my mic is on. It was saying the mic was on. Well, basically, with everything going on at the time, basically, I just wanted to say to him why he's so busy trying to tell us what we need to do. Maybe he may need to work on them rapidly, figuring out why these numbers keep dwindling and they're rapidly dwindling as we speak. People always seem to have some kind of information for us, but they have their own issue that need to be dealt with. That's basically all I had to say.
All right. Thank you for coming on up here. Let me go ahead and get back to Arenza. Arenza, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thank you. For everyone that is non-FBA, please fall back. And for everyone that's FBA, allow me permission to engage in this very intellectual conversation with Sir Ludwig. Sir Ludwig, Vigetz, I'm assuming you speak German. I may be wrong, but I'm assuming that you do. Anyway, here's what I wanted to tell you. What you did was you created a lot of commotion. And I think you did it unknowingly because you were trying to make a point and you were basing your opinions based on information that you had either heard from other people or heard in part conversations that we had amongst each other. The Europeans right now are suffering a great deal. You don't know the extent of it because it's not public. And for what it is, for what knowledge that is available, I'm sure that you would agree with me that this is going to take some type of a globalized effort to fix the problems that exist in the world. But in our particular political environment, we're in a situation where these new faces of Black Americans are making a change that is unknown to the general public. Welcome to the world of intelligent Black thought. You can't come into a space like ours and give us some type of a condescending vision of what you think will happen. We are a resilient people. We can do anything, and we have already shown that we can do anything. So when you speak in spaces like this, there are certain things that you cannot say to us because it will trigger a response that is unfavorable to you and a lot of other people. So to keep this conversation cordial, you can start out by explaining why you feel the way that you do and explain the references to that as well. You see, at the end of the day, we are Black American. We are foundational Black Americans. We are Negro Americans. We are freedmen. We are indigenous to this country. So for anyone to say, not just you, because a lot of people do it, for anyone to say that our future, like you did unknowingly, I'm giving you the credit in saying that you did it unknowingly. When you say things like that, all you do is embolden us to retaliate against the words that you say. So be very clear in your conversation moving forward with anyone that's Black American. And make sure you ask first, because people who are not Black American will have a slightly different response. And that's what I'd like to say to you. Now, because I have the microphone, I would like to ask the panel for me to have a direct conversation with you so that we can get your concerns out of the way. I don't want anyone to argue with you anymore, not because I'm trying to protect you, but I'm trying to protect them from coming after you, because what you said was highly disrespectful, but you're forgiven on my side, assuming that you get the point of not doing that again. So what is your problem with Black America, Sir Ludwig? Dankeschön.
Well, first let me ask you, just so I'm clear, what did I say that was disrespectful?
You gave an irrelevant and irreconcilable forecast of what can happen to Black Americans. We're going to get our reparations. That's another subject. But the way that you came at us was very condescending because you're trying to say on behalf of white America or a bunch of people in a special interest group that we're not going to get whatever we want. That's the message I got across from you, is that you were basically doing a crystal ball of saying, oh, well, you Black Americans, you're not going to get everything. You need to face reality. This is what you're going to get. You're not going to get what you think you're going to get. So let's focus on what you are going to get. Go ahead.
Well, you read way more into that than what I said.
You said it.
Let me answer your question. I don't speak for anybody but myself, and I was very clear on that. I said from an outside perspective, I only speak for myself. Now, all I stated is there's nothing holding you guys back from getting reparations, but you guys got to do it for yourself. There's nothing confrontational about that. There's nothing negative about that statement. You guys do it for yourself. You're capable.
Okay. That's why I didn't agree.
Hold on. And I stated nobody's going to do it for you, including the government. That should be abundantly clear that this government does not care about the black man in America. Now, the other statement I made was it's always, and I tell all communities this, you always got to be mindful and have realistic expectations no matter what it is in your personal life or in a collective. You always, and I pointed out how women have unrealistic expectations, and no matter how much us men did for them, it was never enough. And we've seen how the feminists and the women were just beside themselves, and they were miserable because we were kissing their backside, pampering them, opening up every door for them. And they were miserable, and they felt so much more was owed to them. And it destroyed women. 3 generations of women just decimated because their expectations were unrealistic. Now, this is healthy advice. Now, you guys went so much more into those 2 statements I made.
No, we're right on point. Let me break this down for you. The Emancipation Proclamation in the United States, sir, was an unrealistic expectation. The 3/5 Compromise of the United States was an unrealistic expectation. Lynchings, people buried underneath the ground, our buildings burned, people buried underwater. Those were unrealistic expectations from supremacists, from Zionists and white America. Black Americans have always been under some type of foot, not anymore. This is 2025, and you're talking to a new type of Black Americans. We're not like the ones in the past. You see, back then, Black Americans used to work side by side with everyone, not just white Americans, but non-Americans, period. We used to work beside them. Historically, my ancestors, as well as a lot of people in this room, because there are a lot of people here aren't foundational, but the blood and sweat from my ancestors built this country. So realistically, we expect to get paid. We expect the United States government to cut us our check. So when you come into a space like this and you give us this speech on facing reality, we look at you as being unrealistic because you're not aware of the political atmosphere that's passing right in front of you. So while I understand your meaning behind what you said, you clearly didn't do your research to realize that you are in a world of different people who will fight, unlike the other ones who may have compromised at some point in time and didn't push the envelope like we're about to do. See, what you and everybody else like you must learn to understand is that Black Americans are no longer negotiating. We're delineating, and we're going to take what is ours if we have to flip this country upside down. Okay? So I'm trying to give you an understanding that before you say the things that you did, in the tone that you did, you have to realize that we're not those people. We are the kind of people that will come through town and erase blocks like a pencil with the eraser and erasing pencil marks that we made. Black Americans are not playing around anymore. You're talking to a foundational Black American. So not only am I FBA, I'm indigenous to this country. So this country owes all of us that are part of that lineage that I'm speaking of a monetary debt. And we're going to get it if we have to flip this country upside down, sir. So when you say unrealistically what we are to expect, that doesn't mean anything to us because we speak in a completely different political language and atmosphere that you're not even aware of. So please keep this in mind. My recommendation is to you is to go to spaces like this and say absolutely nothing. Yes, sir, the mic is on you. The room has agreed to have this conversation with you. So go ahead, sir. What is your question? Go ahead.
No, I don't have a question. Once again, it's like you're trying to have an argument.
You have your hand raised. When you raise your hand,
I was gonna. It's not so much a question. I'm just making a statement that you're like trying to have an argument that I'm not even having.
No, sir.
Hold on, let me finish. All I stated is, yes, you guys are owed reparations. There's nothing holding you guys back from getting it, but you guys got to do it for yourself.
We already know that. We already know that. What you're saying,
how are you going to go about getting reparations?
I'm not going to tell you. Even if I know, hold on a second. Let me explain that. What business is it of yours to understand any type of procedure that we're going to use to get reparations? How does it benefit you knowing that? If I told you right now, let me give you
reparations.
No, it's not, and I'm not gonna get into detail because it's not of your concern. But let me break something down. Sir Ludwig, let me explain something to you. Number one, it is none of your concern on how we're going to get reparations. It's not your business. Number two, if reparations are given, it's given to people that are Black American with lineage that dates back to the historical timelines of chattel slavery. Number three, but it's none of your concern. So you're asking questions.
When I said managing expectations, asking for $100 trillion is unrealistic.
I don't care if it's $300 trillion. We're going to get money that's owed to us. So what you opinion, okay, this is what I'm talking about. You're a perfect example of what I'm talking about. In your opinion, it's absolutely ludicrous to think that we're going to get hundreds of trillions of dollars, right? That's your opinion. Am I right?
That's never going to happen.
Okay, that's your opinion. Because what if I told you?
You're not even owed hundreds of trillions of dollars. Why would you get something you're not owed?
That's my point. You don't get it.
No,
you're making it. No, you don't know. Let me explain why you don't get it, sir.
What real quick, Arenza, Ludwig, how much are Black people owe in terms of reparations?
With me, it's not even a money thing. I would ask for more than just money.
Well, no, I'm just saying, just the money issue. How much, in terms of actual monetary, how much are they owed with all the free labor?
I would invest a couple billion into the Black community, plus programs and policies to uplift the Black community.
A couple billion.
Okay, let me ask this question real quick. Do you guys know how much the natives got in their reparations?
The natives didn't build America up. They didn't work for free.
I know, but they had a whole nation stolen from them, and there's many tribes that are extinct. Take a wild guess how much the natives got.
Take a wild guess at who was the ones involved with making those other tribes extinct. And again,
do you guys have a clue on how much the natives got?
Do you have a
Sir, do you have a clue? Do you have a clue that there would be no America if Black people had not built it?
Well, that's not true.
No, that is true because it would have been America without our labor. So why didn't white people build America themselves?
You guys are lying to yourselves, and it's not helpful.
Okay, first off.
So tell me, hold on, real quick, Arenza. So tell me, since we're lying to ourselves, why didn't white people build America themselves?
Well, they did. It was both communities that built up America. The white people did more work than the Black people.
The white people sat on their ass while Black people did all the work. That's what happened. That's the point of having a slave. A slave does the work that you don't want to do. So the white people sat on their ass getting fat while the Black people actually did all the labor and all the work. All the wealth was built off of Black people in this country. In fact, the only thing more valuable than Black people in this country was actual land itself.
So slavery didn't build up America. Slavery actually harmed America and hindered America.
Okay. I'm not. Wait. Hold on, Arenza. I'm not listening to any more of this cracker shit here. I'm not. I'm not listening to no more cracker shit up in here tonight.
Thank you, Total. Thank you for saying it, bro. Thank you, Total.
No more cracker talk.
It actually hurt my feelings to hear him say this. And I sat here and I told him before he started speaking as a prerequisite, do not go there. And he went there. I mean, nobody wants to take responsibility for what they did to our people. Nobody does. And then you get somebody here and he has his opinion. In my opinion, you deserve billions. In my opinion, you don't deserve trillions. And he has nothing to do with our historical timeline. And the problem with this, ladies and gentlemen, is that that's how white supremacy has worked. All the stuff that has happened to us, all the people who died, all the people who got lynched, murdered, but buried underwater, it was the result of somebody's opinion. Oh, in my opinion, you was the one who raped my daughter. Oh, in my opinion, you was the one who stole money from Tom's grocery store. Oh, in my opinion, you was the one who ripped off Jethro, and your family deserved to die. And see, the problem with that is that his opinions usually mean something detrimental to Black America. And that's what I was trying to get at with him. That you cannot rely on your opinions, especially if you are non-foundational Black American. You can't do that. And so I don't know if he is down there listening or gone from the room, but I want everybody to know that this is the reason why you have to spend 2 to 3 times more fighting for our rights as Black Americans, because people like him with his opinions can lead to some results that we may not like. And I'll land my plane, goddamn. Sorry.
Hey, it can't. Everybody's letting it out tonight. So.
Unfortunately, he does hold spaces too, y'all. I've been in this guy's.
Yeah, he holds space. I knew who he was when he came up here. I've never been in his space, but I know he holds spaces. I know.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something. He has a lot of white supremacy folks up in those spaces. I tell you, oh my God. But y'all, the real shout out to you for holding it down. Total, of course, you always hold it down. I'm glad. I'm glad Total let it out, man. Total let it out there. Glad to let it out.
Yeah, I just after a while, I just it's just after a while hearing this Peckerwood propaganda just kind of okay. You don't think we deserve 1 red cent? You don't deserve talking no billions. The hell is billions are gonna do for all the harm and repair? You owe Black people billions. Hundreds of billions just for segregation, for Jim Crow. What are you talking about? For that alone, you owe billions, if not a damn $1 trillion alone for that, the harm that it caused. Let alone destroying families, getting fat, getting rich, doing all kind of crap to Black people. I mean, get out of here, man. Yeah, I'm not even gonna hear no more of that garbage. Let me go ahead. I got Trouble and I got and Ariza, thank you for holding it down. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but after a while, I had to kind of interject. Y'all was having a conversation, but I had to interject, and I couldn't, like I say, being from the South, like a lot of us are, I couldn't take hearing this no more from this dude right here, who probably swears he's got Aryan bloodline, as pure as milk or whatever. No, Trouble, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Doesn't come into their rooms with that energy. He kind of bows down. So it's aggravating every time I see him come into Black spaces and people start trying to explain things to him. Arinza, I love you, darling, but we got to move away from Black explaining things to these crackers that they already know, number one, and number two, that they really don't even give a damn about, because they're going to be the opposition of the truth every single time. It's not like these people aren't versed on what reparations is, how to get it, how much is owed. They're versed on all of that. They just don't care. It is their mission to be contrarian at all costs. So you're sitting here trying to explain to Ludwig, how we're going to get it, or you didn't delve into all of that, but you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. Giving these crackers the benefit of the damn doubt is going to be the death of us. Do not give them the benefit of the doubt when they are showing you that they do not deserve the benefit of the doubt. Ludwig showed us that he wasn't worthy of the benefit of doubt when he came into the room and heard one person delve into the reparations conversation and tried to change the conversation of the room from Byron Donalds and the gold card and the Black women that was getting beat on to, well, what you all need to do for your community is you need to do things yourselves. Like since when have we been able to lean on another group of people to do anything for us? Since when haven't we done anything for ourselves? Who is it that we've been asking to help us with our reparations movement? We haven't been asking anybody. So for you to even come in the room and start, well, you need to do for your own community, like you're chastising children. When you get crackers in the room that come in and they start going into that spiel, get them off the stage. don't give them the benefit of the damn doubt, and don't be trying to black explain nothing to them because they're not going to get it regardless. They get it. They just going to pretend like they don't. And that's what really pissed me off about Ludwig, is he gets it. He's held these spaces for a long time. He used to always have a room full of black people. And then the disingenuousness of delving into what they try to do, and I peeped what Ludwig did, was he delved into the, like feminists, because, women, we did everything for the women. Why did he bring that up? Because he knows that has been a conversation in black spaces. And that is another way that they try to break the balance between the black man and the black woman, is to get into the whole feminist conversation and start, what do we do for these women and these dastardly women? And he tried to endear himself to the men in the room so that you all would see him in a different light, because that's that division that they, and then I peeped that as soon as he came in with it. And I am so tired of these crackers with that foolishness, and I'm even more tired of a lot of us not recognizing it when we see it. Our land.
All right, appreciate that, Trouble. Let me get the straight no chaser. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
I just wanted to say something to, I think his name is Ariza. When he was talking to the white guy and basically telling him, we're not the same, basically, as our elders. We're a different breed. We're going to do blah, blah, blah. What black people need to realize is the history is important, because our elders and ancestors did what they could do at that time with the laws that they had. Slavery, we progressed all the way to the civil rights movement. And a lot of things were changed during the civil rights movement that are still in effect today, even though they're trying to roll it back, but it's still in effect today that a lot of people come over here and use, and people who shouldn't even have access to it and disrespect our history, etc. But I think that a lot of young people need to realize that without the past, you have no future. And lessons are learned from the past. And I'll land.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Go ahead, Ariza, you got it.
Yeah, I agree with what the sister said 150%. But the reason why I came at him the way that I did is because he didn't respect our history. So I told him, don't look at things that happened in the past. Look at what's happening right now and tomorrow. We're not the same. Because I'm giving him a warning, because you know how they are. They're going to go back and talk to their friends. I want them to know that if they see my teeth, I'm intending to bite. I'm not growling anymore. I'm just going to come off and just bite like an animal with a bad attitude. And the reason why I'm looking at it that way is because when somebody says in their opinion, they're taking ownership of our future. And I'm not going to let anybody do that. I'll land my plane unless you got a question.
Ariza, you could have, the only thing, and like Trouble saying is true, no matter what facts you kicked to this dude, he was going to act stupid. That's part of it too. Part of it is to play dumb and act like, oh, well, I didn't know, and this and that. He knows exactly. His thing was here. He was going to play stupid, play dumb, because in actuality, he doesn't believe black people deserve anything. He believes that white people have taken care of black people from the time that they've been here, that we're lucky to be in this country, we're fortunate, and that if anybody should get reparations, it's white people. That's what he really believes deep down inside.
Most white males don't believe black people should get reparations. Let's just keep it 100. White men will tell you that. I don't care which one you go to.
Most white people will tell you that. White women too.
Most white men and women too, and the white women too, are going to tell you that black people shouldn't get reparations. And let's keep it real.
Go ahead, Black. You got it.
I have one other thing to say. I wasn't finished yet, but I just have one slight thing, little thing to say. Their whole purpose in acting like they don't know is to get us riled up. Because once we get riled up and get in our emotions, and I know with me especially, then sometimes I can become irrational. And so I think that that's the purpose of them acting like they don't know the history when they invented the history. I'll land.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, we can hear you. Let me go ahead and get it to Black. Black, go ahead.
appreciate you letting me speak again. Yeah, so it's crazy because that guy, man, this space gave me a chance to block him. I was like, damn, I thought I already blocked this guy, but and then I got a chance to block the African as well. I wish someone would have brought up that thing that happened in Congo with the 70 people. You know, there's videos going around of that, and it's just like, man, these people are like, I don't know why anybody would want to go.
Jumbotron is in the Jumbotron, top left hand side. Look at the Jumbotron. Get in the Jumbotron, y'all. Get the cash app. Get the cash app.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would want to live around people that are capable of doing that in broad daylight to people who look just like them, people that they should love, care, and respect. But that's another conversation. But this is not for Lorenzo. This is just, I hear people saying we're not like our ancestors a lot, and you see it posted in different places. It has become this thing, but I think part of the reason is they don't know the history. They don't know the history of what our ancestors did, and then they'll say, well, we're this great mighty people. And for me, I'm starting to look at that as like a stolen valor type of situation, because on one hand, where, yeah, you have this become trendy to say we're not like our ancestors, but our ancestors were slicing throats. They were burning down plantations. They were taking over territory. They were doing everything they could to try to establish a situation where they can govern themselves on this soil. And then they fought in the wars, 500,000 self-emancipated. And then after the war, they built thousands of towns in which they could govern themselves. So we are not like our ancestors, because we're not doing any of that. We have essentially given up as a people. We are comfortable living amongst the colonizers and the oppressors and the people who enslaved our people. We're comfortable with going to work with them. We're comfortable with sharing towns and counties and states with them, even though they are amassing enormous amounts of wealth right in our faces, and they do absolutely nothing to share in any of it with us. So when people say we're nothing like our ancestors, I'm always thinking, you're right. We're nothing like those people. And even after all of that, even under economic oppression and apartheid and Jim Crow and separate but unequal, they still figured out a way to educate their kids to become doctors and lawyers and develop schools and get their people to and from the school. They did everything because they had to do everything for themselves. And then once they achieved their goal, unfortunately, not everybody's goal, but once they achieved the goal of integration, which is assimilation, after 1 or 2 generations, we have a situation where people just don't really want to do anything for themselves anymore. They are looking for someone else to get into the White House to do the things for them that they really, truly could do for themselves. When you say that Black America has more wealth than all the African nations put together, at least if we're talking about sub-Saharan Africa, that's an actual factual statement. But what are we doing with it? Even as poor as they are, they actually govern themselves, and they have militaries, and they're building schools and roads and bridges and etc. Fill in the blank. So they're doing a lot more with a lot less, even with the European and the Chinese colonizing them. And so, my challenge is that we do become more like our ancestors. We stop saying how great we are because of what they did, instilling the valor of what they did, and we actually start doing something today so that in 50 to 100 years, the Black Americans that are living then could say, I am just like my ancestors, and they'll be talking about us. And I'll just land with that.
All right. Thank you, Black. I will say this here in terms of them doing more or whatever. Well, I think we have to also look at it too. Now they have their own continent, they have their own countries. It's them by themselves, pretty much. So, I mean, I definitely wouldn't say they're doing more with less, because they have the greatest amount of resources, natural resources on the face of the earth. They have a young population. they have everything. They connected still to their ancestral roots and everything else like that as well too. So I wouldn't say they're doing more than what we're doing, because if that was the case, so many of them wouldn't actually migrate to other countries. They wouldn't be migrating to Europe and to America and all these other places as well too. So I give them credit. They're doing more than what they were doing 100 years ago. And in terms of us, well, the reason why we're not building townships and everything, you pretty much hit the nail on the head, was because doing integration, we went ahead, and those same ancestors. And I think when people talk about ancestors, I think they're talking about more civil rights than, say, the people in the 20s and the 30s. Well, we fought for inclusion, and not just, in terms of enjoying the rights that every other American can have, but the integration, which wasn't part of the civil rights movement initially, that became a big thing that a lot of the actual leaders, that kind of got pushed onto them, and they kind of went that way. But they were looking for trying to get as much usage of their tax dollars as white Americans was getting as well too. So, we don't have the townships, and we don't have this, and we don't have that, because back when we decided to go ahead and integrate and we went into that, we gave up a lot of our schools. We gave up a lot of our businesses. We gave up a lot of things. The best and the brightest, some of the best and the brightest in the actual community started to say, you know what? I want to go live where the white people live at, because their neighborhood is nicer and it's bigger and it's better. And I want to shop at their malls, and I want to do this and I want to do that or whatever, because the whole thing about segregation was that equal wasn't, it wasn't equal. Separate wasn't equal. People, you hear like I remember my mom telling me that the textbooks that they had, how it was compared to the white kids and stuff like that, how raggedy and this and that was, and everything else was as well too. The hospitals, the hospital here in Tallahassee, fam, you had a hospital back in the day. And my mom to this day will always say, hey, it was substandard. And she always said that hospital directly resulted in the death of her mother in her 40s. So, a lot of the things that black people, they saw that white people had, they wanted to also have too. And they knew that they thought that being closer to white people meant, hey, having more resources and having the better this and that or whatever. If you can remember episode of Good Times, when the busing incident, when they started talking about busing, I can remember that Michael was on there, and I used to watch Good Times, the reruns, because I wasn't born when it came out, but I used to watch the reruns and stuff when it used to come on in the 80s. And one of the big episodes you had was when James in Florida was trying to get Michael to go ahead and go to the white school. Michael didn't want to go to the white school. He wanted to stay in the black school. And James in Florida was saying, hey, you got a better chance of making it in life if you go to the white school. If you go with these white kids, you can excel and you can do more and do that or whatever. So that mindset really, that mindset got pushed down to us as well too. That mindset developed in the mid to the late 60s that, hey, and we want to go ahead and we really want to get the American dream, and hey, we need to go ahead and start going to these white colleges as well too. Yeah, we had the HBCUs and everything else like that, and we had the greatest athletic programs, and we had great educational systems, but it wasn't considered top tier in a lot of our people's mind, because we weren't getting equal funding like these white schools and everything else as well too. So we decided that, hey, you know what? It's great playing in the Negro League, but I want to play in the Major League Baseball. To really be the best, to really say I'm a top dog, it's great to compete against Jack Johnson and Satchel Paige, but hell, to really be considered the best, I got to compete against Mickey Mantle and Lou Gehrig now. That makes me the best. And we've always had that. We've taken pride and said, hey, you know what? I was the first person to shop at Macy's. I was the first black person to graduate at this historically white university. I was the first black person to do this and do that or whatever. So, a lot of that stuff, I wouldn't say that, things have changed. Things have changed, and maybe we're not doing everything, as much as our people was before, but they had no choice. They were segregated. They had to depend on each other. They had no choice. When you did have a rich black person move into a white neighborhood, normally it was somebody that was actual celebrity or something. And even most of the celebrities at that time was still staying, especially in the South, was still staying in black neighborhoods. So, I don't take anything away from what the ancestors accomplished and everything else like that as well too. But just in terms of what we're doing and stuff like that, post civil rights. We could be doing better in certain areas, and I would definitely not argue with that. But at the same time, This is what we fought for. We fought to go to school and be educated by white people. You know, we the same people that was turning water hoses on us and everything else, we fought so that their wives could be our teachers. We fought for that. We fought for that. We always fought for it. We fought just like we fought so the bus and the buses in Alabama wouldn't be segregated and everything else like that as well too. We fought for that instead of saying, you know what, let's get our own bus system. They shut the whole bus. With that boycott was one of the greatest boycotts in the history, maybe of mankind, not just this country, but maybe in the history of mankind. It got respect just like that. But maybe we should say, you know what, let them keep their damn bus. The way we pull together, the way we was able to ride with each other, this and that, let's go ahead and start our own bus system. Go ahead and have your bus system like that. So, you know, a lot of the things that I know people that they say, well, you know, they do this, do that. And I don't like to go, you know, just to come down on the civil rights era and fault everything for this, because a lot of people say, you know what, we was better off when we were segregated. In some senses we were, but make no mistake about it. The poverty rate amongst Black people was sky high in the 60s, especially when you're talking about here in the South, when you had people living in lapidated cabins and barely, you know, with no damn running water, no lights, all the kind of stuff that people love to glance over and stuff like that as well too. You ride in the highway and you can't even stop your tax dollars and you can't even stop and go somewhere and relieve yourself to use the bathroom. Forget about just wanting to be around white people and be their friends and date their daughters and all that. The thing, your tax dollar that you pay for, you couldn't even enjoy the basic life here that the average American could enjoy. So it's a lot different. People don't really understand the actual the actual poverty rates. I've heard stories of my dad talking about how many rats they had in the house and stuff, and his mama leaving out a big tub of syrup, and you wake up in the morning, they done drown wood rats up in the damn thing or whatever. It was bad. It was beyond what people like to say. People want to say, well, we had our own businesses and we had this and we was doing better in certain senses. The Black family was better. The Black community was better. Poverty rates, money, income, all that kind of stuff. People were struggling. People was barely making it. People forget this and that or whatever. So, you know, there was definitely some negatives. There were some bonuses as well too. There was some improvements, but I definitely in terms of what the Africans are doing over there, you know, if we want to say that they're building more things and this and that, whatever, well, they should be. When you have most of the most valuable resources on earth, when it's over 1 billion of y'all, you should have your own militaries. You should have your own universities. You should have your own physicians, your own surgeons, your own technicians, your own carpenters. You should have everything because you've been there for thousands of years, like people like to tell us. You've been there for the past 1 million years on that continent. You've seen everything. So yeah, hell yeah, you should be better off. Because you outnumber us. You outnumber the foreigners that come there. You should not be dependent on China. You should not be dependent on Europe or America or any foreign aid or whatever. They should come to you groveling on their knees, begging for your resources. You hold all the chips. You hold all the advantages that nobody in this country, Black Americans, have never held. And that goes along with the people in the Caribbean as well, too. They have advantages that we don't have. We don't outnumber white people here. We do not outnumber white folks. We do not have the resources that these other nations got. Haiti is the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere, yet Haiti is loaded with natural resources. Now, I understand that Haiti has been destroyed because they were able to defeat France, and all of the white world got together and said, we can't let these niggas be symbolic for the rest of them. We got to keep them down. We got to show that they this, they that, or whatever. Haiti's also been their own worst enemy as well, too, because all this talk about, well, we got dictators, this and that. What do you do with a dictator? Okay, it's 2 million of y'all, and you're going to sit up here and let a group of 1,000 people run you? You're supposed to run these people into the earth and take it from them. So yeah, I agree, Black, with a lot what you're saying and stuff like that. But some of it I do have to push back on or whatever. Like I say, these Jamaica, Haiti, all of Africa, these people they have their own land. They've been, and even the people over in the Western Hemisphere in the Caribbean, they've been on those islands for 400-500 years and whatnot, and they outnumber these people as well too. So yeah, they should run circles around Black Americans. And the fact of the matter that so many people migrate to this country and their lives actually improve tenfold when they come here lets us know that, yeah, you ain't outperforming black people, black Americans, the way you think you outperform them. Because if you were, you be back home and you be rivaling the US economy, you be rivaling all of Europe's economy and all the rest of these other nations as well too, but you're not. So I'm gonna have to, on that one, like I agree a lot with what you're saying, but then some of it, like I kind of just, I don't know. I think that, for everything that we've been through in this country, and I don't think there's another group, if you put the Chinese, you put Hispanics, you put whoever, and they go through the exact same thing that black people went through in this country, having to deal with the systematic racism, white supremacy that the U.S. has established. I don't think any of these groups would be better than us or further along or anything else like that. So they can take that model minority crap and they can shove it, as far as I'm concerned. Who wants to speak?
Okay. Yeah, no. So I just want to do a quick follow-up. So when that bus boycott happened, my memory is that there were black bus companies, there were black taxi cab companies, and as soon as the integration happened, those companies, because of course our people decided they wanted to ride on the white buses and the white taxis, those businesses collapsed. A lot of black businesses actually collapsed because of integration. And I don't think it was everybody fighting for it. I think it was probably a 50-50 sort of ordeal or situation. In terms of the resources that the Africans had, and again, Black America, 2 trillion, 1.8 trillion, whatever the number is, collectively, we generate more capital than every sub-Saharan country, individually and potentially collectively. I have to do the numbers, but certainly individually, we are far more than them. And so while we have this enormous sum of wealth, which is, I think when I did the numbers, something like 45,000 per capita, so 45,000 per each individual. And if we compare that to them, I guarantee you they're not even going to be at half of that. They'll be lucky if they're past 10,000 per individual person over there. The fact that they have resources in the ground and it's quote unquote their land is no different than we have our largest population in Texas. There's oil in the ground, there's natural gas in the ground, there's probably lithium in the ground, there's water, there's agriculture, there's cattle, there's all these resources here. We don't control any of it. We've been here for 500 years. We don't control any industry, we don't control any of the resources, but we're still able to accumulate this wealth, this pool of wealth through hard work and whatever the case may be, business, entrepreneurship, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we should be able to do much more than them. And the fact that they're able to do what they do, some of it's based on debt and the way they process their natural resources. They're a raw resource. They're raw materials. They're not actually doing finished products. And that's what a lot of the smarter African nations are saying, hold up, we need to actually start manufacturing products here so that we get to the finished product, which is where you get the most profit out of whatever these raw materials are. So I understand all of that, and I do understand what you're saying. But what I'm ultimately saying is if we can amass $2 trillion annually every single year, and that number will grow and grow over time, that there's really no excuse. There's really no excuse. Racism is not an excuse. Whatever the evil white people are doing is not an excuse. Tethers, immigrants, that's not an excuse. Trump being in the White House, there's no excuses as far as I can tell, as far as I am willing to accept at this point, because I've been spending the last 7 years of my life looking at all this information, studying how people interact on this app especially. It's been a wealth of education, and realizing that we are our biggest problem, and nobody can say anything to interfere with that, because if we decided to change it tomorrow and we actually started moving collectively, there's nobody and nothing that can stop us. Not Trump, not white people, not immigrants, nothing. Absolutely not the small hats that people like to throw that into the conversation every once in a while. So we are the reason that we are not advancing. It's because we're comfortable as individuals where we are doing our individual thing. They are over there. They have whatever they have going on, a billion people. They got a leadership. They have systems in place. Yes, they're being colonized. Yes, they're under imperialism. But they still are able to develop the land, build cities, create. And again, it's not perfect. I'm not touting them as if they're, living like they're living in Japan or China or wherever they got these mega cities. But they still are able to do more with less. And that part, and I hope that you take this in love, can't really be disputed, because they are doing a lot more with a lot less, and we should be doing way more than they are doing. What we are accomplishing in terms of our economic activity in this country, we should be able to point to it and see it and say, we built that, we own that, we did that, we protected that, that is ours. And nobody can see it, and that's why they say what they say and they feel the way that they feel. Not to justify it, I'm just saying, if I came to this planet, I was an alien coming from another planet, and I came here and I looked at every culture on the planet, and I said, okay, these people are living here, and they say they're a nation within a nation, and they say that they're Black Americans. They're American, but they're Black American. They got a separate culture. Okay, well, what does that look like? And as far as I can tell, it doesn't match third world countries. Like, there's people on the app who will say we should move to a reservation because they have councils, they have courts, and they have police, and they have this, and they have that, and they got jurisdiction. We don't have any of that, and they're living like a third world country on this land. So I think that some people would like it to be something that it's not. Some people over romanticize what we are, because if you really took the time to look at what we actually are today, in our oppression, because we're still in an oppressive state, you would have to honestly say that we're not doing everything that we can do. We're not maximizing our potential. We're simply going along for the ride. We're essentially a passenger wherever you want to put us on the bus. Doesn't really matter to me. We're a passenger, and that is not sustainable over time. I don't care what happens, how it happens, economic, technocracy, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's not sustainable. There's 10 million Black children in this country today, in a country that has 330 million people. We are leaving them a legacy of neglect because we're not building anything for them to elevate themselves into protecting and building upon that. And I'll just land with that.
Yeah, right. Appreciate that, Black. Like I said, a lot of what you say, I agree with. There's some things that you said that I can't disagree with. But there's some things I can't see where Africans, because like I say, to be fair, you're comparing it, like you say, we're a nation within a nation, which means we don't actually own a nation. We don't actually control a nation. We're a minority in terms of actual population in this actual country. We're not the majority. We don't control the resources. We haven't controlled the resources since this country's been founded, where they're sitting on top of resources right underneath their feet that the entire world needs. So whether it's finished products or not, they still have it. The same way the people in the Middle East, they had all that oil sitting underneath them, and that's how some of those places got developed and stuff. Even when they had to have other people come in there and actually do the work and actually do all the stuff to get everything running as well too. So I just don't see what would be comparable to say, okay, let's find another population in the world like Black Americans that are a minority in the actual country. We've never been the head of leadership in this country. Okay, let's be for real. We just started really voting in big numbers in the past 60, 70 years. Even when Black men got the right to vote, Black women couldn't vote in this country. So we've never, and then we saw exactly when we did right after slavery and Reconstruction, when we did come out of there and we started winning office and everything else, the rules and everything else changed. People started putting in these black codes to make sure we wouldn't go ahead and we wouldn't progress and we wouldn't do this and we wouldn't do that. So the fact that they're building stuff in an actual country, like I said, that they've been in, because they'll tell you, hell, okay, well, my roots, my tribe goes back 10,000 years and this and that or whatever. Well, yeah, I mean, that's different. There's no way that I can sit up here and say that people, you're talking about 1 billion people compared to, let's say, 50 million people. They control everything. When oil and stuff started getting found in this country, whatever, white people had total control of that. They've had total control of the ocean, the seas. They've had total control of the woods, everything, the gold mines, everything that came in here. Yeah, you've had black people that were gold miners. You had black people that made money, because you had the young black girl up in Oklahoma that was a millionaire and stuff like that. But the vast majority of the resources, all the resources in this country, have always been controlled by white people for the most part. We've never controlled any of this stuff right here. So yeah, they should be doing good in this and that, whatever. But here's the thing: if they were doing that great, they would not be leaving in large numbers the way they are. So yeah, and there's no reason. We're sitting up here saying, well, black people, there's no reason for us. There's absolutely no reason why Africa should be in the shape that it is. No reason whatsoever. Africans have been leaving the continent of Africa for the past 60 years, going all over the world, coming to Americas, coming to Europe and every place else, studying and everything else. The Japanese, after World War II, and they got bombed out. And yes, I know the U.S., they spent money helping to get them back on their feet and everything else like that. But the Japanese, within 50, 60 years, they took their students came to America, got educated, came back home, and built up into what we see now. And yes, I know the United States, the same way the United States invested in China as well, too, because China was also was down in the dirt as well, too. The United States has never invested in black Americans. Everything that we got in this country, we had to get it on our own. And we didn't have gold mines, and we didn't have silver mines, we didn't have copper mines, and we didn't have an entire forest and oceans and everything else. We didn't outnumber white people 1,000 to 1 and any of this other kind of stuff as well, too. So, yeah, I mean, we're talking about the legacy we're going to leave behind. Well, what kind of legacy are they going to leave behind? You know, they, like I say, they are one of the largest populations on the face of the earth. I want to name me another group of people. Name a group of people that's in China. Name a group of people in any of these major countries with the population comparable to black Americans, where they are not the majority, but yet they've had the kind of influence and impact on that country that black Americans have had. There is no other group in the history of the world, with the exception of, I guess you could say, Jewish people. And people can sit up and say, well, they this and that. Jewish people are white. I don't care how people want to slice it and frame it. Talk, this person's Italian, this person's Irish. These people are white. And when the crap hits the fan, these people hold on to whiteness. I don't care what kind of division and what kind of chaos they've had in Europe and all the infighting, the 100-year wars and the War of the Rose and all this other. When it hits the fan, these people, from the time that they started putting color into the context, these people identify as white. The same way that these Jewish people, when they started to form the ADL, they say, you know what? There'll never be another Negro that's going to get us lynched in this country right here. That if you say something about us, you got to pay the piper. So to me, it's a little bit different. I agree. As black people, we should be further along in this country. We should be further along. We should own stuff. We should own industries and things of that nature as well, too. But, you know, we don't. Can we get to that point? Yeah, I definitely think we can get to that point. We got to start working on it and everything else. But I don't personally, like I say, I don't see black people going to all these other countries saying, hey, you know what? It's so hard in the U.S. We can't make it. Let me move here. Let me move there, this and that, whatever. And I know good and well those Indians on those reservations aren't doing better than us. Yeah, they may have their land or whatever and this and that or whatever, but not all of those reservations are top notch. I know some of them have casinos and this and that or whatever, but then again, once again, it's another group too. Yes, the United States definitely did Indians wrong. And I'm talking about the red Indians, but the United States has invested into that community more than they've ever invested into the black community. So that, I mean, I'm agreeing with you. Like we should be further along, and it is too much individualism, and that's one thing that's hurting us as well too. But people got to also remember that I know people say, well, you know, as a group and collective, you guys need to do this and pull yourself up or whatever. People forget the part that government plays. People say government doesn't pick winners and losers. That's nonsense. The government in this country has always picked winners and losers. They've always invested in people. Always. They invested in white immigrants when they came over here to make sure that they can go ahead and they can progress and go up the ladder as well too. And they're doing it with other immigrant groups as well too. So they've always invested heavy dollars into these groups. They've never invested heavy dollars into the black community like that. Never since this country's been founded. But I'm in agreement with you on that part that yeah, it is time to go ahead and start trying to formulate and start trying to move forward and do more things than what we're doing right now. Because hey, after a while, Dr. Claude Anderson said it. I mean, hey, it's like we're endangered species here. So if we don't go ahead and do it for ourselves, because we should understand by now that the government is not going to do it. As much, I don't care who we put up in office and this and that, whatever. Somehow these people, when we put them up in office, they get control. They get a back battery put in their back or whatever, and they do pretty much whatever their political party says as well too. But I'm in agreement with you that hey, now is the time. We have to worry about the future of our children and their children, and everything else like that as well too. We've been phased out. So we got to go ahead and tighten up, because here's the thing, nobody cares. Nobody cares but us. So if we don't care and if we don't take advantage, then yeah, man, we just gonna fade back. So we got to do something. And now is the time. We're in the information age. We got to go ahead and start making this stuff work for us as a people, or else we're just gonna be forgotten about. Go ahead, DJ.
Russia is at 2 trillion. Russia's at 2 trillion, and they're number 11 on this GDP. Canada's just over 2 trillion. Canada, Brazil, and Italy. So once we hit the 2 trillion, we are essentially in a four-way tie with Italy, Brazil, Canada, and Russia. There's only 7 other countries on the planet that generate $2 trillion annually. So we could take the sub-Saharan Africans out of the conversation. We are losing to the level that every other that is producing with the same amount of resources, and we gotta fix that. And for me, I'm not gonna blame anything. I'm gonna look in the mirror and I'm gonna blame myself, and I'm gonna blame people that are not willing to do the things that it takes to actually maximize our potential.
Yeah, and you put it up there when you talk about and think about it. Russia, in terms of population, has what about maybe 300 million people. Now I know Canada doesn't have that many people, maybe about 50 million or whatever. So when you look at the actual population of Black Americans and what they're able to do, that is that's phenomenal. And we, like I say, those and the difference is that those people do have a landmass that belongs to them. Those people do have their own land. Those people are in control of their own land. And we live in the most powerful nation that has ever existed, called the United States of America. Not the most powerful nation on earth today, the most powerful, technological, greatest military that has ever walked the face of this earth. And we're here. You know, we are Americans, but we got to remember too the history and stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to blame every failure I get. I'm not going to blame on this or that or whatever, but I do, just looking at history, I do have to look and see all of the stuff because there's a reason that we had redlining and Jim Crow and Black Crow laws and this and that or whatever. This stuff does have an impact on generations. Now, like I say, after a while, you just got to go ahead and tighten up and do what you got to do. But, you know, at the same time, this stuff does, and that's why we're talking about reparative justice with reparations. You know, it does, historically, this stuff does matter. It's a reason that Jewish people got reparations for the Holocaust, and you got all these other nations, you got all these other groups around the world. Now you got the Caribbeans saying, and Jamaica said they want $18 trillion from the UK. This stuff does have France. You got the Haitians talking about they want money from France and stuff like that. So this stuff does play a part in, you know, in terms of where you're going at. And these places that I named, all of these places, the one big difference between them and Black Americans are that these people have their own country that they can run. Black Americans don't have their own country. Black Americans do not have their own army. Black Americans are part of the U.S. Army. Black Americans are part of the country. But Black Americans do not own their own nation. So that's the only difference that I see when people compare Black Americans to all these other people and stuff like that. You know, these people have their own land, their own country, and these people get kicked out. They can go back home. I mean, we get kicked out of America. Where are we going to go to? So that's the only difference that I have right there. DJ, go ahead and unmute your mic because we're not going to keep this thing going too much longer.
Yeah, the same thing. I was going to say, if social wanted to just get like another 30 seconds just to piggyback off of you or whatever. But yeah, we all agree to disagree. That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you want to take it 30 seconds more social, but yeah, even with that being said, Newstoter is like you said, when we gonna pick up the pace, man. You know what I'm saying? I know we have our conversations, but it's the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's like we got our actual industries, infrastructure, and stuff that we're doing here. Like you're right here, you know, we got this money. You know, we already a part of the American infrastructure or whatever as being Americans. You know what I'm saying? Emancipating Negroes, contraband, as you say, or whatever. And then, you know, when we talk this business stuff, hey, did y'all get your tax ID? You know, did you try to network with the SBA, the Chamber of Commerce in your state? You feel what I'm saying? You know, Trump talking this, you know, if it's all about merit, pardon me, that's the bell going off for food. Let's get it. You know what I mean? So if Trump talking this merit system, hey, you know, and he's saying, hey, these folks gonna come over here and set up business. Back to that topic about the 5 million gold card. Hey, we need to be in line to start getting some of that wealth. We're not even trying to line ourselves up, to be a part of that. That's the real argument, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, like, you know, Paul Anderson has told us, hey, look, they're not coming over here to be your friend, they're coming for resources, our resources, which is the capitalist system, the entire globe benefits off. But it's us that is not in position. And then, you know, what it really falls down to, fellas, just to keep it simple, not the long-winded conversation, it's just a crab in the bucket mentality where some of us don't want to see other folks come up. So, you know, we this is the stuff we deal with. You know, F Newstoter, we don't care about Black State, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't heard these conversations before. I ain't invested in them, though. They had Gabe on the show. Or he trying to get folks to spend their money to move somewhere that ain't going to work out. Like, we hear this stuff all the time, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we're going to have to start putting our nuggets in the basket, you know what I'm saying? And start moving with those that are willing to move. You feel what I'm saying? Not just a Black State, but business-wise. You feel what I'm saying? Come together and pull our resources together for all those, like right now, like, here's an idea that we could just start working on immediately. We got a bunch of our folks up there that we really fly with that got T-shirt companies. So why we ain't telling them to come together, hey, y'all gonna start this conglomerate, you know, the firm, you know what I'm saying? AZ, Nas, Fox, Brown, all that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cormega, you know what I'm saying? Nature, you know what I'm saying? Before the fallout, you know what I'm saying? This is the beginning, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, let's start investing in that. Because you're going to buy a T-shirt from all these other people anyway. Why not get it from strictly a Negro shop? You know what I'm saying? And that way, those same Black folks can employ people, you know what I mean? Our people specifically. And this is how it starts. Every day you look on YouTube and certain other places, you see Black folks that are actually doing this stuff. It's us here in the room that is not in the game, yo. It's just really that simple. We're not in the mix. Mayweather just bought an entire block in Brooklyn, yo. He did it off the fist, but he got it. You know what I'm saying? I was just looking at a brother that was saying, yo, I grew up in Philly, dirt poor. You know what I'm saying? Got an opportunity to go, I think he said to go to work at the stock exchange. And once he graduated, he wound up getting like a banking job and went into banking for years. And then, you know, he got tired of that and, you know, just start flipping houses. His brother owned 107 houses right here in the Tri-State Philly area. He's pretty rich, but he still lived like he frugal. You know what I'm saying? And minus the one thing I didn't understand for him, like, damn, you still got because he an MBA. So, yeah, you don't spend $500,000, $300,000, $500,000 on that education. He's still paying back his student loan. Nah, just pay that off. Because down to $150,000, $200,000 you owe, you could have been investing that into another house and turned that into $1 million within 5 years. So I don't understand that one. You might want to go back to school on that one because that's simple mathematics. You feel me? But I think what we need to do is start creating our own type of gold card where, hey, you can't even come into the Black community and sell no Chinese food, no Spanish food, none of this other stuff. They do it to us. And a lot of it is illegal or legally, wherever how you want to look at it, and depending on where you at, they lock us out. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I say 5 million would never be enough, because they are already doing what it is we're talking about. They got the bodegas, the liquor stores. You feel what I'm saying? That stuff is not a lot of money, family. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it is now. Liquor license costs some money. It ain't what it was from the 60s and the 70s. I'm pretty sure Funded Social can attest to this. Just, you got a bar or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So you understand this stuff, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if we were to pull our resources together, some of that $2 trillion we getting, man, like you said, we wouldn't be talking about this conversation, yo. So I'm just laying here. So this is not a shade or a shot, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, you know what I mean? Black women, if you stop buying weed for a year, we will have the greatest military on the planet. You can buy tanks and all this. Black men, if you stop buying Jordans, you know what I'm saying, for 1 year, because the sneaker game is crazy right now. For 1 year, though, we will have all the guns and the resources and the land, and just add it up for 1 year. Don't buy some things that you don't need with it, just because you like them. And rest in peace to Millie Fuller Jr., because I just seen a hip-hop cartoon video. Black people like to show off. Y'all need to go watch it. It's pretty fire, and it's freaking true, and it is what it is, man. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to start. If we the smartest in this room and we better than Sir Ludwig and all this other stuff, then I'm from the show me state of Essex County, New Jersey. You got to show me that we really about this life, because at the end of the day, Sir Ludwig and Apia Tabernacle is right. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Man, we should have burnt that down. You talk about down, the Arby's, man. What? Sure, you should have 3 times, yo. We would have called online. Don't say nothing, you know what I'm saying? We coming to get you out. And we would have went to IHOP and had some breakfast to talk about the case. You know what I'm saying? And got the same infrastructure that Dane Penny got to beat the case. Because you killed Jordan Lilly on straight up. You killed him, bro. Murder. You know what I'm saying? Why? I don't understand. I understand it, but we don't understand it. You know what I mean? How he got off. The system ain't working for us. It was never built for us. You know what I'm saying? But y'all yield there. I see Hawk up here. What's good? You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me get to Trouble and Hawk and Professor real quick. I'm gonna give y'all a couple minutes because we're gonna go ahead and close this thing up. Go ahead, Trouble. Give you a couple minutes, and Hawk, I'll give you a couple. Professor, I'll give you a couple, and then we're gonna close it out for the night.
Hey, I don't need a couple minutes. I just 100% what DJ was saying. As far as economics and stuff is concerned, I'm gonna push back on the fact that you said Apia and Sir Ludwig was right. They're not right. I'll give you this, that. But as far as us having to burn buildings down, I think we've been moving along those directions a long time. You know, like I told the brother, there was a group of brothers that went out there and handled that. That's number one. And as far as Sir Ludwig goes, a cracker like him ain't gonna never be right, because he wasn't telling us anything we didn't already know, and anything we're not already ready doing. But everything else you said that I agree with you on. What I was coming to say really was that I've seen in the on Spaces and online this weekend, I've had people outside in the streets asking me about a economic boycott that's supposed to be going on this month and next month. And here's where I'm at with that. I've been silently boycotting everybody and their mama for a long time. I've been protecting my black dollars for a long time. These economic boycotts, in my opinion, is ridiculous. Because what we should be doing as a community individually is protecting your black dollars at all times. Watch who you spend your money with. If they're not serving you or your community, don't spend money with them. I don't spend my money with a lot of places. I've stopped. And convenience costs. So a lot of times we end up spending money with these people in our communities who don't live in our communities, who wouldn't shop with us if we had a business in our communities. But we feed them. And if we don't feed them, they starve. And so I've been making sure that I starve all of these businesses out from having my black dollars. And I don't do this for the week. I don't do this because there's a boycott coming up this month. I'm constantly boycotting every single day and have been for years. And that's what a boycott should be. It shouldn't be, okay, we're going to take this week off and boycott these businesses and not shop with them. Stop shopping with certain businesses, period. We're in the age where we can find Black-owned businesses selling plenty of products online and otherwise. Even if you're connected with your local community, there's people out here that make things, that sell things, that do things. You just got to be willing to do it. And that's one thing that we need to do, is stop being so comfortable and complacent with just constantly going to the same places because it's what we've been doing, and shift our mindset. And that's one of the most important things that we could do for ourselves, is to shift our mindset. I'm not doing no boycott because y'all have one next week against Target. I never shopped at Target. And I went into Target a few times, but I don't shop at Target. I can't remember the last time I shopped at a Target. So why are we boycotting Target when we shouldn't be shopping there anyhow? This week here for, these 3 days, we're only gonna spend money at Black businesses. Why are we choosing 3 days out of the month to spend money at Black businesses when that should be the common core goal, is to try to spend money at Black businesses, period. We should be saying
part. And we taking it a step further though. We
hold on one second. Big Hawk, she's gonna go ahead and land it, and you're gonna come up and get it.
Yeah, I'll land it right there. I didn't mean to talk long anyhow, so I apologize. But yeah, just get on a mental grind. We gotta get on a mental grind. We don't need white folks to come in our space and tell us what it is we need to do. We don't need a little African and Nancy coming into space telling us what we need to do, wagging their fingers and kind of half-ass kikiing up under their throat because they're trolling and they're trying to goad us and just be funny the way that they are. We know what it is that we have to do. So basically, let's shift our mindset. There's no 3-day boycott of any business. Boycott them things every day, all week, all month, all year for the next couple of years. Period. I'll land my plane.
No. All right. Thank you, Trouble. Let me go ahead and get you, Big Hawk, real quick. Give you a couple minutes, Professor, a couple minutes, and we're going to shut it down.
Well, I just want to say we taking it a step further than that. I think that us talking about certain things, that's fine and dandy. And, trust me, we've been on this road for a long time. That quite doesn't do the trick. It's not going to happen with this flat Blackness, and even flat Black American for that matter. One of the things that we are going to take a step further in is setting it up. We're not just going to give money or do business with other Black people just because, for the simple fact that you Black. No, we going a step further because we doing business to business, and that's going to help flourish and grow our community and help grow a lineage of people, because you could go spend your money with this Black person, then they're going to give it all to the white neighborhood. They're going to give it all to white folk. They're going to spend it all with China and Europe and all of the other motherfuckers who's racist towards your ass.
Watch your language.
So, excuse me. But, we've been doing this, and it doesn't quite do the trick until you get down to the nitty gritty and do something that is disciplined. And another thing that's disciplined, which we could talk about all of the things that we want to do. It ain't gonna never happen until you create a culture, and you get involved in that culture that is setting things up. Look, understand something. The reason why all of these people could come here and be immigrants, because we built this nation. My people built this goddamn nation, right? They could come here on the basis of, we're going to do all of these things for you Black people, then they turn around and give it to everyone. The reason why they could do that is because they didn't set it up in that manner. See, we sit here and believe things like a foolish child would do. Know it, and not saying that we foolish or anything like that. We know better. It's just the fact that when you get to the masses, there are certain things in which people are not going to realize, not going to know until you are involved in a community, until you are involved in a lit. So we have to set it up that way. We can't just be willy-nilly because somebody says something outside of their mouth. That's how we get tricked. And that's how we continue to get tricked and fooled by each other. We can be very passionate and be very wrong at the same goddamn time because we're passionate about.
Hey, Hawk, let me go ahead and get you to land there because we're trying to close it out.
Okay. Well, anyway, all I'm saying is that all of that's cool, the boycotting and all of that, but it ain't going to do nothing. All that shit is performative. We need to quit doing that. We need to be intentional. We need to be intentional, not boycottish, but intentional with our dollars in the way that we spend them. But we setting that up. Y'all follow me. I'm gonna give y'all the information on the inside scoop of what's happening. Everybody can't get to know. Everybody don't need to know because we got a lot of black people that is grifting and acting like they for the black community.
All right, Hawk. We appreciate that, but we got to get to the last speaker. So I appreciate you coming up. Professor, real quick in a couple minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, shout out everybody. Great space tonight. Thank you all for coming up here and saying your piece. Thank you. Now, with that being said, I want to go back right quick to what Trouble was breaking down to Sir Ludwig, who was basically trying to tell us how our community should live and how we should be in our community, right? And she brought up a very good point to him about our children, right? So, and she asked him, where are your children at, right? Well, guess what? There's a story out right now about a 20-year-old white girl just released in the news that was planning to kill 43 people at her job. That's right. She made a list, a hit list of 43 people, white girl, 20 years old. And she said she had been having dreams or nightmares about killing people. But she made a list of people she wanted to kill at her job at Walmart. 40, 43 or 40, something like that. And so when these people are talking about our children and our communities, they really need to take a deep dive into what's going on within their own communities. And I like how Trevor said that to him, because look what we keep seeing daily with their kids. They're young people, but you sitting up worrying about our young people. And I just land right there.
All right, guys. We appreciate everybody coming through. Like I say, next week I'll be working on revising the Newstoter.com platform. So there's a good chance that we won't be doing any spaces, won't be putting out a whole lot of content. But if I can't get back next week, we'll be back the week after next, guys. So on that note, be safe, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we will see you when we do come back. Peace.